Hello, everybody. Welcome to Saturday night. I know I'm almost an hour late, but there's reasons. Uh, but I'm here. The stream is alive and going. So, welcome, everybody. Happy to have everyone here, whether you like me or not. So, there you go. One thing I've learned over my years is uh, you definitely can't make everyone happy at once, but you're almost guaranteed to piss almost everyone off at once. So, one of life's little quirks. So, but you know what? Life is too short. So that's why I had that stream last night with the captain. So, which I'm not sure if he's coming on. I think he is. All I ask is if people come up on panel that don't like him, that everybody's just civil to each other. That's all I ask. Because I really don't like screaming matches. Oh, there it is. Be up in about 5 minutes. Okay, 5 minutes. Sounds good. Get your tea or your coffee and ready to rock. I just wonder how many people gave up on the stream. 45 minutes late, yeah. But you know what? Sometimes life happens, right? So if it's unavoidable, it's unavoidable. But hey, at least there is a stream. Like I see, I tend to say I don't like being late. The only thing I really want to be late for is my own funeral. Let me go ahead and I gotta do the thing with the thing here. Yeah, go that, that. Okay, and then I gotta put it over here. There we go. Yeah, I did it. Alrighty then. Well, like I said, running late tonight, but we are doing the stream. Life got in the way of me starting on time, but you know what? Life happens. So, yep. I know we have one guest coming up. The link is up there at the top of the chat for anyone else. You know what? Let's go over to my. Yeah, let's go see how those polls are doing. Okay. Well, so far, keeping my regular streaming schedule is winning that poll, and Ghostbusters, a video game, is winning out over Star Trek Legends and Star Trek Resurgence. So That's interesting. But it is October, so it's understandable. I did have a fourth option put up there, the Expanse Telltale series game, but I forgot to put it in that poll, so we'll save that one for another time. But we can stick with the regular nighttime streams, and then I can do some gaming streams on the other nights where I'm not doing the open panel, or even some daytime streams, uh, just to see who would be out there watching. Because when I do the gaming streams, I can uh, stream that over to my Twitch channel too, so which I hardly ever use. Brownie. So I think that's what I'll try to do. Try to do some gaming streams on the nights that I don't have my open panels, and try some daytime streams too. I'll start out doing gaming streams during the day, and then if people watch and they want to come up and talk, we can try that out. But I'm going to start with the game streams during the day and some at night too, so, or evening, I should say. All contingent on taking care of Nikki, of course. Alrighty. Well, like I said, we should have somebody coming up here anytime now. Dead air is bad for your stream. All right. So, let's see what's going on in the world of sci-fi. The genre, like the movie genre or whatever. I don't know. Haven't really seen anything interesting come up lately, except for well, that Starfleet Academy show, I guess, is coming out. Going to be airing in January, I guess. There's a new series going to be starting on HBO Max, I think it is, or Max. I think it's just called Max now. But it's called Welcome to Derry, and it takes place during the 1960s, and it's in the Stephen King work universe, and it's going to have it's going to reference Shawshank Prison, which is kind of cool. Because it'd be about the 1960s when Andy Dufresne and Red were in there, so there might possibly be a character that gets sent there. I don't know. I'm trying to debate whether I want to pay for another streaming service though, just to watch it. Although they do have The Sopranos on there, obviously, and they have the show Oz, which is pretty cool. So I don't know. I'll have to look at how much it actually costs and decide if it's worth it or not. Seems like it was like what, $17 or $18 plus tax, almost. Might as well figure like 20, just round it to like $20. And I really don't know if I want to pay for that because I'm already paying for Prime. At least with Prime though, I get to watch whatever shows they have there, plus get the free shipping, which is nice. And then I have Hulu and Netflix. So there's that. Hey, Suzanne, how are you? Good to see you, Suzanne. You can come on up if you want to, Suzanne. Yeah, Affinity said he'd be up here in 5 minutes, and that was 5 minutes ago, but that's okay. I started about 45 minutes late anyways. So. Feeling better. Good. I'm glad you're feeling better. That's awesome. Hello, Suzanne.
Can you hear me today?
Yep, I can hear you.
Good. We'll see how long that works. So what's today's stream about?
Oh, just hanging out, having fun.
Shits and giggles?
Shits and giggles, yeah. Saturday shenanigans, whatever tickles the fancy.
That's the ticket. Oh, what a day. I give up. We go from super warm days to snow for 3 days, to no snow, back to warm. Now tomorrow is all rain. I give up. I don't know where the fuck I'm living anymore.
Same here. It's all rain tonight and tomorrow here too, but at least I mean, last night was so cold I couldn't even have the window open. I woke up hot as balls, so I had to put the fan up in the window when I woke up, and I still got the fan. Yeah, I still got the fan in the window because it's nice outside. So
I hear you. I just turned my fan off. Yep.
But I'll take it. I'll take it because I know what's coming in the next month or two. So that dirty 4-letter S word and stupid cold temperatures.
Yeah. Oh, Infinity probably went to make himself a tea.
Yeah, that's what I figured. Some tea or some coffee. Probably tea because it's taking him a little bit.
It takes him a bit to make his tea, yes. Man knows how to make tea properly then. Yes, he'll be up in a minute, I'm sure.
Oh, yeah. Oh, yeah, he said 5 minutes, and that was about 13 minutes ago, so that's okay. Hey, who knows? He might have had to grab a snack or two on the way. You never know.
I know Nemesis is on right now, so there's a few over there.
Yeah, I think Jill went live, too.
Fuck her. Anyway. Sorry, man.
Oh, there he is.
There's stuff there, you know?
Hello there. Hey, Suzanne, Sci-Fi.
What's up, Cap?
The
My
sky.
favorite wanderer.
The sky.
So what's going on? What's happening? What's new and different?
Land to YouTube.
Yeah, not much new and different on my end. Same shit, different day.
I don't know. Am I fighting with anybody this week? Probably.
It's YouTube. There's always going to be someone fighting with someone.
Yep. People thinking their skin is thick when it's not.
There's this new song out. Well, to me, it's new, but whatever. And it's called "I Ain't a Bitch Until You Make Me One." Man, fuck! I love that song. I live by that song. That is my song. That's me. I can't remember the
Sounds
lady
like
who's
my
singing.
jam
No,
too.
you'd know who sings that, Jay.
I do.
You bald. You're the one who's always throwing up the music.
Is it the Insane Clown Posse?
I wish. ICP's my boys, man. No, this is a. She does it in a country way of singing. I don't know.
Oh, I probably wouldn't even listen or have heard it then if it sounds like country. So
Yeah, I ain't a bitch until you make me one. Something, 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 then push my buttons. I go off like a shotgun. Yeah, it's really a good song.
See, there's wisdom in that. Behavior breeds behavior. That's why I'm thinking. That's why I'm trying to be nicer to let people be nice. But of course, I know there's people out there that want to stay butthurt.
Oh, there's so many nasties out there.
Mm-hmm.
My stars, I've come across a few.
there are some that get a grudge and just won't let it go.
Oh, yeah.
Right.
And it's ridiculous, really. Like, are we children or adults?
Right.
Makes you wonder some days. One of those things that makes you go,
Maybe Wi-Fi needs to have another struggle session. Get more haters up here for arguing.
No, I don't like yelling, arguing. No, I don't like that.
Yeah, we can't argue.
I mean, now if somebody wants to genuinely come up here and hash things out, that's fine. But I don't want to have people up here just for yelling.
Just shouting at each other. You're a dick. You're a jerk. You said a bad thing. You said a bad thing back.
Makes you want to give them each a bottle and a cookie and send them to the corner.
The naughty corner.
It's the one, yeah.
Oh yeah, seeing as giving out ass whoopings is frowned upon anymore. So.
What is?
Giving ass whoopings to people that
Can
don't
of whoop ass.
My boy knows. I think he's had 2 in his whole life, and he's almost 17. No, he knows.
Maybe that's how YouTube beefs should be resolved. Just get 2 guys in the ring, get the cameras on them, take bets, let them fight it out.
I'd be rich. If they're going up against my boy, I'd be rich. Better yet, if they're going up against me, I'd still be rich. Because my boy would level them. He would level them. Anybody came at his grandma? Oh, my Lord.
Yeah, I mean, a 6 foot tall walking bag
He's
of
a beast.
bricks. Yeah.
Yeah, he's a beast. Well, you got a really tall kid, too, don't you, Finity?
I don't know anymore. Probably. They're all bigger than me.
I thought you had a boy that was over 6 foot.
Something like that.
Yeah. How many you got?
I've lost
Not
count.
fucking you. You lost.
Yeah.
Yeah, bugger. What's your count up to, Jay? Just 2, right?
Well, 2.
Damn.
Well, no, I got my oldest 2. Then I got my, oh shit, she's 22 now, so 3. Well, Little Sci-Fi is my 4th, even though he's not biologically mine. I still consider him my 4th one.
Still yours. Yep.
Yeah. I mean, when you've been raising a kid since they were 6 months old and they're 13, that kind of makes them yours, right? So,
Yep.
Pretty much.
oh, speaking of one, there's one of mine right there. Hey, how you doing? How you doing,
I'm
son?
one of them too.
Yep. Actually, he is number 2.
Well, I tried dropping a hint on Twitter for Tony and Jens to come on because they've been previously battling it out regarding the time travel, but I guess they didn't take the bait.
I did. I saw that. Yes.
Tony gave it a like at least, so. But that's because I acknowledge he won. I think Jens is staying quiet because he lost. Didn't you, Jens?
6 billion timelines.
6 billion off-screen timelines. I fucking told you, you don't get it.
Crazy.
Am I there?
Yeah, you're here. Yeah.
Okay. Good. Internet bounced me out again.
Yeah. You and that sketchy internet you got over there.
Oh, telling you. Monday, that's changing.
Oh, yeah.
Oh, you're going to go for non-sketchy internet on Monday?
Yeah. Yeah, I'm going to go to the other end of the house. I heard the tea. Told you he was making tea.
Yeah, it's actually coffee. It's a naughty third coffee of the day. I broke my limit. I've gone crazy. I thought I'm going on
I guess.
Wi-Fi. I better have a third coffee.
You might need it, huh?
Yeah, just in
Well,
case
is
things
it-
get crazy.
Isn't it only dinner time by you?
Pretty much. Just gone 5 o'clock. So yeah,
Yeah.
Sunday afternoon.
Oh, I wish. I'd be that much closer to better internet.
I like good internet. I suffered slow internet for a good while here in my broadcasting career. So now,
I remember. Yes, I remember.
pain in the ass. I can't believe how long I had to suffer shitty Kiwi internet. So you know what I did? I cut New Zealand out of the equation.
What'd you do?
Starlink. I know that's free advertising, but yeah, so just New Zealand, you're done. Your internet's shit. It's never going to be any good. So I'm just getting it straight from a satellite.
Well, I
Well, maybe
remember.
I'll do that.
Well, at one point you had like 3 different internets just to try to be online, didn't you?
Yeah, so, yeah, and Starlink won. Basically, the others they got their ass fired. It's never going to get better. So
Well, this is a
that's
small
it's
house.
good. So I got my happy ending. I got super fast internet. I'm still getting used to it. Woohoo!
This is a super small house, but the internet at the other end of the house is perfect. In my
That's
room,
weird.
no.
Weird.
Yep. I don't get it, but whatever.
Just yeah, it sounds like you got a crappy
Router.
yeah, Wi-Fi router. Yeah.
I don't know what the fuck it is. Just a pain in the ass. So I don't usually panel because nobody can usually hear me, or I get booted all the time.
It's working so far. Still steady.
Good.
Yep, no complaints.
Only till I move.
So no PvP today. Is he not coming up?
Well, I got the link at the top of the thing, so
The thingamajig.
yeah. So I mean, if he shows up and he wants on, he can. But
But if he
If I
doesn't, then
come
he
down,
won't.
he'll come up.
I mean, I don't know. I started 45 minutes late, so they might, probably fucked off somewhere else. And yeah, because I had another person saying they were looking forward to tonight, but like I said, I was running late tonight, so
Well, I can come out and others can come up.
No, you're fine. I got room for 10 people up here if it comes to it, but
You're not quite at capacity yet.
yeah, not even close to it. So
What I
Come
meant
on,
was
Daniel, don't let us down twice.
some people don't want a panel with me on.
Some people don't want a panel with me on.
so it sounds like a them problem.
Right.
Yeah, good. Glad you think that way. I'll stay put then.
No,
Come on,
absolutely.
Daniel.
You're always welcome here, Susie. You know that.
Daniel, come on up, babe.
Daniel,
pick on my
Daniel,
boy.
Daniel.
Daniel's a good boy. Don't you pick on him.
He's a good lad. He understands time travel.
He does.
He gets it.
He does.
Unlike Jens, who doesn't.
I've not seen him in forever.
That's because well, he's still broadcasting. He's still doing his calling out soy nerd bitches, but apparently now I'm a soy nerd bitch because I understand time travel.
Oh my God. He was like your bestie.
I know, it's like whack-a-mole. Yeah, exactly. Credit to Jens for a while there. He was the only channel that allowed me a space to talk. It is like
Yeah,
whack-a-mole.
I've got to pop out.
But
I can't hear you guys. Shit.
Damn. I blame you, Wi-Fi.
it's always my fault.
It's always your fault.
Yeah, I've come to terms with that. It don't matter what it is. If it can go wrong and it goes wrong, it's my fault. Dad, you suffering succotash.
Suffering succotash.
What's up, son? How you doing? Good to see you.
Be very, very quiet. I'm hunting replicants.
Nice Blade Runner reference.
Thank you so much. This week on Is Deckard no, I'm going to leave it for a week, maybe. It's quite nice being a guest, not the host, because all the pressure's on you, Jay. You gotta make the show happen. Got to keep it going. Got to bow. Any dead air, I blame Daniel. If Daniel was here, we wouldn't be having dead air.
Right. No, but yeah, I mean, Daniel, he can keep a conversation going. He
Right.
always has, he's got hot topics to talk about.
Hot topics, indeed.
You know what? I'm going to DM him the link. Maybe that'll get his attention.
As soon as I get Strange New Worlds in the mail, I'll have that to talk about, but it hasn't arrived yet. Ballerina, that's in the mail. Be talking about that once I've watched it.
What? Ballerina? What?
Yeah, John Wick 3.5.
Oh, okay. Yeah, it was her
Anna
internet.
de Armas.
The Artemis, huh?
Stupid internet.
Yeah, her internet. Be right back. Going to find Daniel. Okay. I DM'd him. Yeah, I DM'd him the link, Susie.
Track him down, Suzanne. Don't let him leave here.
She's a regular bloodhound. She'll find him.
She'll track him down,
Yep.
no matter where he is. Search every outhouse, doghouse, cat house. I didn't do it. I don't care. Well, we did a lot of jibber jabber yesterday about the old time travel. 3.5 hours of time travel talk. That was pretty good.
Yeah, that was a good stream last night.
It was great. Yep, great for me because there was no no new questions. It was all within the remit of what's already been covered in the book. So I was like, phew.
Although Christine had some really good questions though, right? So
Yeah. I actually had that Traveller show with the idea of entities, but not the human. So basically information going backwards in time.
oh, okay.
So that was, yeah. And I haven't seen Travellers, so that's on the list. Time travel shows I haven't seen, of which there are many.
Oh, let's see. CJ says, I'm good, but making music and working. Hey, cool.
Oh, music. Awesome.
Yeah. He's pretty talented over there.
Nice. Music is good. Well, good music is good.
Boy, college girls are out tonight. They're hooping and hollering outside my window.
Nice. Is it spring break or something?
No, it's just Saturday night downtown.
Okay. Are they calling your name, Sci-Fi?
Well,
Not yet.
maybe not with their voices.
Just in their minds.
So I guess that Starfleet Academy show is going to be streaming in January, I guess.
A lot of people upset about it. It's not even out yet. Robert My Burnett, he's got the ump. He hates it. Hasn't seen it. Hates it already.
Well, would you expect anything less from him?
Not really. He's the reason why I'm going to get into Strange New Worlds, always complaining about it. But at least he's watched that one.
Oh, Daniel's over at Nemesis. Okay.
Oh. More than drag him over here. Tough luck, Nemesis.
Yeah, how can you? Yeah, I've never understood that. How you can hate a show that you haven't even watched yet?
I guess the trailer. I don't know. Have to ask Rob. I guess he hates the trailer.
I don't know. I've seen some crappy trailers for some really good shows,
And vice versa.
and then vice versa. Yeah.
Right, yeah. The trailer for Star Wars Episode 1 looked pretty good. And 7. Look what shitty turkeys the actual movies turned out to be. In Rogue One, they had clips from the movie that aren't in the movie in the trailer. So these days, the trailer's not even accurate.
Yeah, like they like sometimes they'll like deliberately mislead the audience, thinking, "Oh, we'll really get them interested," right? But then it could be a good movie, but it bombs in sales because they had a shitty trailer. So.
I wanted to see Rogue One because of the scene of the TIE fighter coming up behind the hot chick. It wasn't even in the movie. What do you? That should be against the law. You put something in the trailer, put it in the fucking movie. Otherwise, it's not a trailer. It's its own little fucking cartoon, isn't it?
Yeah, false advertising.
False advertising. Putting something in the trailer that isn't in the movie. What the fudge?
Well, there were a couple of movies, like I think in the 80s, that had something in the movie posters that weren't even in the movie. So because they
that is false
well, yeah,
advertising.
because they released the movie posters before they were even done editing the film. So
like Revenge of the Jedi.
You know.
Changing the title.
CJ says, I'm going to Hog Rock in June and asking the event leader if Alien Parasite can play on stage for the event. Oh, cool. Very cool.
Alien Parasite. Is that anything to do with that Alien TV show? Or is that something different?
I'm guessing that's the name of the band.
Oh, I see. Alien Parasite. Very good.
Yep, it's downpouring now. All the little girlies are getting wet outside.
Uh-oh. Instant wet t-shirt competition outside Wi-Fi's.
Yep.
You're all winners.
So, on my polls that I put up on my channel,
Yeah.
there it is. So I got 3 votes on each one. Woo.
What
So
was the question?
the first poll was keep regular streaming schedule, yes or no. And then the third option was add more days and times. So far, the keeping the regular schedule is winning. So I guess my regular streams like this, I'll keep on my normal days, Tuesday, Thursday, and Saturday. But I want to throw in some gaming streams, which I'll do on my off nights. So that way, I can get the gameplay streams in, and then I'm going to try some daytime streaming. And then if people want to actually do a panel during the day, that'll let me know if people want to show up for daytime streams or not too. So
right, because what is it? Saturday night where you are right now?
yeah, well, it just turned Sunday morning like 20 minutes ago.
Okay, just gone midnight. Very good.
Yeah. And then the second poll was, what game do you want to see me stream? The first one is Ghostbusters video game. The second one is Star Trek Legends. The third one is Star Trek Resurgence. And Ghostbusters is in the lead right now.
No Grand Theft Auto.
Well, no, I mean, I do have that, but I mean, that's been played to death, right?
I guess so. Still
Yeah.
my only game. It's the only game I play.
Oh, he says it's the band that he's a roadie / photographer for out of Kansas City. Nice.
Okay. Radio and photographer. Alien Parasite. That's face hugger.
What I was thinking.
Yeah.
I just watched the Alien movies like over the last 2 days because they're on Hulu.
Oh yeah.
Yep.
I rewatched Alien recently. I got it on physical media, and what I didn't realize until I watched it, there's a new version. Well, it was new, director's cut. So there's now 2 versions of Alien, the original.
Oh, I think the one on Hulu I think is just the original. I don't think I've seen. Yeah, I don't think I've seen the director's cut yet.
Yeah, the director's cut. Well, because if you watch the director's cut, then it makes Aliens. It's a retcon, basically. It's not compatible with Aliens, because with the new director's cut of Alien, you've got eggs created by the alien, which means you don't need a queen. So the director's cut basically decanonizes the sequel. Yeah.
Yeah, because in the sequel, the second movie, it shows the queen laying the eggs.
Yep. So I don't know if Ridley Scott was thinking about that or if he did it on purpose because he didn't like the sequel.
Ridley Scott didn't direct the second movie. I think James Cameron did.
No, but he edited the director's cut of the first movie.
Oh, okay. So he retconned it into the first movie, basically.
Yep. He put in the scene with Dallas amongst the eggs. Kill me!
So something like basically a very integral scene that they cut the first time out. He said, no, let's throw that back in, put it the way it should have been.
Right.
Yeah.
So I like that. Although it's weird because Ridley Scott deleted a couple of minutes as well. So it's roughly the same runtime. I'd like a supercut of everything, but that's just me.
Oh, that's just like me and Star Trek the Motion Picture, right? There's the original and then there's the director's cut. I think if you put the two together, it makes even better than the 2 different ones by themselves.
See, I want more things in a director's cut, not fewer, or indeed more and fewer.
Right. The whole reason for a director's cut is for a director to put the stuff in that he wanted in the first place.
Right.
So.
I want more minutes, more footage, more excitement.
Well, but Hollywood, they got to keep it at that 2-hour runtime.
Maybe that's what it is. So someone out there put together an Alien supercut just for me.
Yep, and make sure you burn it to Blu-ray or DVD form.
Yeah, I do like that physical media.
You know, that's funny. Speaking of burning the Blu-rays, I've never seen a Blu-ray burner on the market.
Yeah, me neither. Do they make them? Probably not anymore. Who knows?
Probably not anymore. Yeah.
Yeah, I'm
But yeah,
glad they're still making Blu-rays, still selling them. There's fewer and fewer stores stocking them, but they are out there. I mean, now I've got my internet. I could go for a streaming service, but fuck all that noise, Silent Bob. I like physical media.
oh shit, they do. Fuck, they got one for $20 at Walmart.
Oh, there you go. Wow.
And then you go to like eBay and Newegg, and they're like 75 and 100.
Damn.
Yeah.
So where's Viv and Vala? They're normally two regulars in the chat. What are they doing on
Yeah.
a Saturday?
I'm not sure. Well, they might be out enjoying themselves because it is Saturday night. So
But they're a couple. They're going to be staying in these days. Bit late for courting.
no, they still go out. What was it last weekend? Viv got went out with the girls and got plastered.
Uh-oh.
Valor had to take care of her.
That
But,
Romulan ale, that'll get you every time.
it get you every time. I'm glad I took screenshots of that. I got to admit, I'm gonna be a little worried the first time I try it. Gotta remember.
Oh, that's right. You got the mixture on the screenshot yesterday. Yeah, you got to make that. Drink it live on air. See what it does to you.
Just got to remember not to use it at diplomatic functions.
Right. Yeah, not in front of the ambassador.
Please, Captain. Not in front of the Klingons.
Hey, Klingons, what's up with your damn foreheads? Damn, this ale's good.
You know, they've only shown a Klingon headbutting somebody like a couple of times in Star Trek, right? One scene was two Klingons doing it when Worf and Kern were on the homeworld during the Klingon Civil War.
Okay. Headbutting each other.
Yeah, headbutting each other. But I don't think I've ever seen them headbutt like a non-Klingon. It's like, wow, do you know how much damage they could do?
What happens if? So what happened when the two Klingons headbutted each other? Did the winner dent the other one, the loser?
No, it was just like a mutual thing. They just slammed their heads together and grunted and walked off.
Just bounced off each other.
Yeah.
Yeah, if you do it too human, you might end up with the indentations.
Yeah, he might drive his skull right into his brain.
Nice. Oh, yeah, Klingon headbutt. Ouch.
Yeah. And that's if you're lucky to live through it.
Bad enough when humans do it.
Yo. Yeah, just imagine all that extra pointy, ridgy bone smacking against you. Ow.
Oh.
Unless they're the TOS Klingons, then, you know.
Right, if they got two different Klingons, two different types, I was like, you're not canon. No, you're not canon.
No, actually, they both are canon, thanks to Enterprise. So.
Oh, they made an explanation because there was a. So, what is the explanation? Did they evolve suddenly? Is it genetic?
Yeah, basically, when Dr. Soong stole some augment embryos from Cold Station 12, raised them, but then he got sent to prison when they were like 10 or 12 years old. So they finished raising themselves, and then they hijacked a Klingon bird of prey. And what happened was the Klingons got their hands on some augment DNA and tried to make Klingon augments, and it backfired.
Okay, so there is a canonical explanation for the difference in the Klingons.
Yep, there is. Yep.
And what about?
No, I thought they did a good job retconning it. So.
Okay, wasn't there a third lot of Klingons in Klutzman Trek? Didn't they even have a lack of beard, which is meant to be their whole masculine physiology.
Oh yeah, I mean like all the Klingons, male and female, like no hair at all on their heads.
So what's that? Or is there a in-canon explanation for that, or are they
No,
just like?
I think that was by choice. I don't think that was. I think yeah, because it was like kind of like a religious sect thing. So
Oh, okay, so
yeah,
it's cultural.
yeah, it was more cultural than genetic or anything like that.
Okay, but yeah, Klingon without a beard. Weird.
But it's funny though, the one of the female Klingons later on in the series did grow her hair out. So
Okay, but not a beard at least.
well, yeah, no beard. I
So
mean,
that's something.
I've yet to see a Klingon woman with a beard. Not saying they don't exist. I just haven't seen one.
Just having like a baby pigeon. They exist, but I've never seen one.
Yes, exactly. And they even put her into Star Trek Online too. So that was kind of
Okay.
one of the Klutzman female Klingon.
That Klutzman Trek.
Like I said last night, if they would have just said it's a different timeline or whatever, or
Right.
or another universe even, I'd have been fine with it. But no, they doubled down and said, no, this is canon. I'm like, okay, you just fuck yourself.
See, that's the weird thing. They've got an automatic get out clause because it's Star Trek. They've exactly that, what you just said. They've got already precedent for other timelines and other universes. It's so easy.
Yep. And it would have made the existing fans happy, and it still would have been for new fans they were trying to get. So, but all they did in the meantime was basically drove anybody off that would have wanted to watch it because of they see the internal struggles from everybody fighting over it, whether they like it or don't like it, blah blah blah, and they're like, yeah, no, I'm just gonna stay away. So
it's kind of like with Star Wars, isn't it? Or Star Wars. It's if you've got new fans and old fans and they like different things, just put it in a different universe.
they very well could. I don't think Star Wars has ever done it though, have they?
No. Although apparently someone's been telling me that it does have time travel because of the Veil of the Force, but that's I think a cartoon, so I don't know if that's canon or B canon.
Well, according to what I heard, any the Marvel, well, not Marvel universe, but yeah, well, at least in the Marvel universe, anything on screen in books, blah blah blah, is canon, and I think it's the same way for Star Wars. They include the book. They came out like a couple years ago. Anything in the books or anything is now canon over there. So
yeah, except the Disney novelization of the movie disagrees with the actual movie, so even the new books don't agree with each other, let alone the old books, which they decanonized. It's a mess.
yeah, so I think that's why Star Trek says if it's on screen, it's canon. If it's not, then it didn't happen, basically. So
see, that's it. It's binary. Either happens or it doesn't. That's why there's no bloody A, B, C, or D canon. There are no degrees of canon. Looking at you, Daniel, whether it's Star Wars or Star Trek, degrees of canon doesn't make any sense. What it kind of happened. I don't think so.
and when I do retcon stuff like the flat cute forehead looking human Klingons, they retconned it into a episode of Enterprise. So it makes perfect sense.
So as long as it does make sense, let's think. Because otherwise, retcons ain't canon. It's just lazy writing, isn't it?
This is a dream. No, it's time travel. Hey, Mikey.
Mikey. Yeah, well, there you go. If it's a dream, at least it's a lot of people don't like Bobby Ewing coming out of the shower going, well, Pam, that entire season was a dream. But at least it happened to the dreamer. And yeah, if it's time travel, you're automatically, unless it's a closed loop, making a brand new timeline. Fantastic.
Hey, Mikey, the link's up there if you want to come on.
Panel, panel, party, party. Of course, if you get too much time travel, too many timelines, like in Time Cop, that's where it gets to be a bit of a headache. My advice, keep your amount of time travel. That is basically now called Bird of Prey's law. Bird of Prey 5's law, Kapla, rest in peace, is a reminder that every time a character travels backwards in time, they create a new timeline. So if you get too many travels backwards in time to the past in one story, you're going to end up with a buttload of timelines, like in Time Cop.
Mikey says branches of time crap. Trees are optional.
There you go.
Yeah,
branching timelines.
Yeah, kind of like some family trees go straight up, huh?
Indeed. Tremendous. See, that's why Back to the Future would be nice and simple, just one extra timeline, one for a total of two. But because of Doc Brown at the end, going from 2015 to 1985, that's a third timeline, as discussed yesterday, timeline C. And that's why Back to the Future has got three timelines.
Indeed.
Mm.
And poor Marty A. Poor Marty A.
Yeah. Stuck in timeline B.
The shitty timeline.
Well, that's the better timeline. It's just it's not his timeline. He's probably happier because he's now got a big black 4x4. But eventually he's going to realise that's not your mum, and that's not your dad, and that's not your girlfriend.
Hey, Jim.
Jim. Plus another thing I realised is poor Marty A, because Doc Brown goes to 2015. That's a 30-year wait for Marty A. He's just started to make friends with the new Doc Brown B, a different Doc Brown. He's got to wait for 30 years because, of course, for him, he didn't go in the DeLorean, so he's waiting in real time. Therefore, it's a 30-year wait until Doc Brown arrives. No wonder he had so many kids. He had to have sex with Jen to pass the time.
He needed something to do.
Right? It's all very well Doc Brown going, oh, I'll see you in a minute, Marty. It's a minute for you. You're getting in a time machine. Poor old Marty. He's waiting 30 years.
Yeah, well, Marty B even said, look me up in 30 years. I should be an old man by then.
Right? Well, that's the... Remember, Marty B disappeared. That's Marty A. Marty B.
Okay,
he fucked off to the year 2525. Never to be thought about again.
Mikey says, Time Variance Authority, the Time Cops from DS9. Well, actually, in DS9, it was a Department of Temporal Investigations. Doc Brown, Jules Verne from the Time Machine all share the center of time as its existence shouldn't exist, but in fantasy it does.
Well, that's why I'm called the Time Travel Police. That's what I was talking about yesterday, because the TVA, they're Keystone Cops. They're redundant. There's nothing to police because there's all these stories, all these movies and TV shows, characters running around going, oh, we can't change history. Yeah, exactly. You're right. You can't change history. You've created a new timeline. You can do whatever you like. You're free to do whatever you want because it's a brand new timeline. That's the joke of being called Time Travel Police. We're completely redundant. Doesn't matter. You can't change the past. So you can do... The time traveler is free to do whatever they like.
Yep. So all that talk about, oh, careful where you step. That microbe might lead to something in the future. Well, you know what? You already changed. It's a different timeline, so it really don't matter. So
that's why I exist. That's why there's the book. But exactly what you just said, because you've already arrived. The arrival is the change. There's no point arriving in a fucking great big DeLorean or whatever it is, depending on what franchise you're in, running over a bunch of butterflies, changing everything, and then going, oh no. In fact, like in Back to the Future, I think it was an unintentionally funny bit. Basically, when Doc Brown's going, Marty, did you do anything? Did you interact with anyone? Yeah, but Doc, yeah, I totally prevented my Dad from meeting my mum.
Yeah,
Well,
I might have met my
changed.
parents. Yeah.
Right? What? Nothing changed, Marty. You didn't disappear. I guess it's a brand new timeline. This is exactly what I'm talking about. Obviously, the writers need it for dramatic tension, but basically, all the characters running around going, "Oh, don't change too much. Shut up. You're in a brand new timeline. It doesn't matter." So there you go.
That's it right
So, yeah,
there.
the TVA not required. Surplus to requirements.
Like you said, I think they put them in there, like you said, just for dramatic effect or whatever. So, or for
Right.
detention. Yeah, just
Yeah, you've got to have the characters running around panicking, otherwise you haven't got a story. But basically, that's the whole thing. There's no. What you're doing is preventing the birth of Marty B in timeline B. That's why Marty A could never disappear. That's why we need Daniel here. Daniel gets it. Jens doesn't.
I kind of was, would have been interesting to see Jens come up here and try to explain his logic behind why he thinks that. But
Yeah, I mean, I've heard it so many times I could explain it for him, but I've decided, and this is, I guess, why I don't go on his channel. I haven't been recently. There's no point explaining something that's wrong, except to say that I've listened to Jens enough that he thinks it's a malleable timeline in Back to the Future, and then there's 6 billion off-screen timelines. Ridiculous.
right, kind of like a multiverse thing.
Right. So I think he's not going to come up because he's too embarrassed, because maybe he's starting to realise. Can you hear yourself, Mr. Jens? Even for fiction, your idea, your explanation, it's ridiculous. People want it simple. I want it correct. You want it simple. So we want it correct and simple.
Yeah, we just want it to make sense, yo.
Right. Internal sense.
Oh, hey, Mikey.
Hey,
Mikey.
hey.
How are you tonight?
I'm good. I'm good. Hey, so I'm asking, what's time in its purest sense? That's my question.
It's a herb that you put on your soup or chicken.
Well,
Time. We don't have time. We don't have the time.
time's not a okay. Time's not a solid thing. We know that. So yeah, right. It's a plot circle. It's a plot. It's a plot thing.
Indeed.
Yeah, it's a plot device basically. So.
That's what I was looking for. Device. Plot device. It's purely entertainment if people have even the concept of what time is involved in based on physics and quantum physics and whatever continuum, and if people are just coming up with this as off the top of their head or out their ass crack, yeah, that's pretty much what it is. I mean, that's what it is, when it comes down to it, to its purest sense.
Indeed. Well, that's the thing. Some people want it simple. They're like, time travel gives me a headache. And then other people, it's not complicated enough. And they want to add other things to it. And that's why I'm always clarifying that my department is causality, the so-called grandfather paradox. Anything else, like how does the time travel work? What's a tachyon? What's a flux capacitor? What happens if you have sex with your grandma? Don't know, don't care. Not my department. I'm all about the causality. And that's it.
Everybody talks about, if they had one choice, they would go back and knock off Mustache Man Adolf before World War II even started. So
yes, that's exactly why I've combined that with the grandfather paradox, or the teenage grandfather erasure paradox. What happens if you go backwards in time and wipe out your grandfather, and combined it? So in my story, totally fictional character Scotty R37.69 discovers that his grandfather was Mustache Man, and he gets sent backwards in time to totally assassinate him. And he spends the first act bitching about, once I kill him, I'm going to disappear. You're not going to disappear, Scotty, because you've created a brand new time. So, yes, thank you, Mikey. Hence my forthcoming story script outline, Scott to the Fuhrer.
Yeah, so even if you do succeed in your mission, you didn't change it for anybody that mattered to you to begin with. So
Because you're in a brand new timeline. So all Scotty's doing is possibly preventing his birth in timeline B, like Marty in Back to the Future. There's no way that Marty could disappear. Marty would never disappear because he can't disappear because he's there, isn't he? So that's why disappearing Marty in Back to the Future, that's just bullshit. That would never happen. His hand is not disappearing. He must be hallucinating or something. Yeah, so good call, Mikey. That is probably the number one cliche of time travel. Going backwards in time and wiping out Mustache Man. That's exactly what Scotty's got to do, even though it's his granddad.
If he even has that relationship, that's the whole thing. It's got to be his whole birth line, right? His whole heritage.
Oh, it's totally his granddad. That's confirmed via a DNA test in X1. It's totally his mother's father.
So he's got a distant relation to that. You're saying,
Cap. A close relation. It's his granddad. Mustache Man is.
Well, yeah, that's what I'm saying. It's like a whole heritage.
Right.
Yeah.
But right. It's literally the grandfather paradox. Mustache Man. See, I've combined the two biggest cliches in time travel: wiping out your grandfather and wiping out Mustache Man. If Mustache Man is your grandfather, you've got to wipe him out, Scotty. Now get in the Beetle.
The Volkswagen.
The Volkswagen Beetle.
The Volkswagen.
Correct, Amundo.
Yeah.
Because who needs a fancy DeLorean?
Well, it would stick out like a sore thumb, man. Been invented in Berlin 1940. At least with the Volkswagen Beetle, he can blend in.
Yeah, there's a cheesy time travel movie. I forget what streaming service it's on or even what it's called, but somehow an F-117 goes back in time to
was it the Battle of Midway or something?
Well, it's during World War II, and they go over to Mustache Man's one of his. The Germans get their hands on it. So yeah.
They get their hands on the technology.
Yeah. So basically, in that timeline, they wind up winning World War II. So
they went to his they went to Berchtesgaden, which is where his summer home was, and they somehow were able to obtain the technology, and then they win World War II. So with all that technology they get from the B-117. Yeah.
Yeah, I guess I better make sure that Scotty hides the Beetle so they don't find the time machine. Of course, there is another complication. Yeah, the other thing though, Mikey, is there's a love triangle because Scotty falls in love with Ava Brown.
Yes, Ava Braun. Yes.
Mm-hmm. Yep, Braun. That's it.
Braun.
Not Doc Braun.
Yeah, not Doc Von Braun. Yeah.
Yeah, not that Doc Brown. Yeah.
He falls in love with her, but then he's got to shoot her in the face. It's beautiful. It's a comedy, but it's a tragedy too.
Yeah, but do you even believe for a moment that both Ava and Adolf faked their deaths and moved to Argentina?
That's funny. A lot of people say that. That's, spoiler alert, that's a hint of what happens at the end. Who knows? Maybe.
Uh-huh.
I mean, they did do DNA testing on the bones that the Soviets supposedly recovered, and they did not match his at all. So,
well, his DNA and stuff. Well, Suzanne just mentioned too. The other theory is that they were secretly transported to the United States, and they lived in one of the national parks until their death. So,
so not only do we have Argentina, but we have the U.S. secretly.
That the secret form of the CIA back then sent them over. Yeah. Or the OSS, they call it.
The OSS, is what it was.
Yeah, at the time. So, yeah.
Office
I wouldn't put it past. I honestly, Jay, I wouldn't put it past them. if they were able to transport them secretly to the United States.
I mean, well, yeah. Look at Operation Paperclip, right? We were
Right,
going
we
over
took
there.
Werner von Braun because all his great rocket technology.
Well,
Right.
we were, and the Soviets. We were both going and getting as many of their scientists as we could, right?
Right, exactly. If we weren't going to get them, the Ruskies would.
Yeah. Even Einstein, don't forget that. We got Einstein before we got Werner and before we got Oppenheimer. So, yeah.
Well, we had Einstein for freaking ever before.
Oh, yeah.
So.
But it was Einstein that suggested when we get Werner von Braun and the other guy, Robert Oppenheimer. So, yeah. Give it up to Einstein for that call. Yeah.
Well, actually, it was there were some lesser known scientists that were trying to convince the military and the president that the Germans were working on the atom bomb, but that they were just kind of blowing it off until Einstein signed his name to their letter. Then that's when they started paying attention.
Right.
Yeah.
Yep, dear Mr. President.
Yeah. Because his life was threatened, right? It's just as well as anybody. So, yeah.
Yeah.
All right. Well, anyway, we have Einstein to thank. So.
Yep. Armchair quarterbacking. 80 years later. So.
Yeah, absolutely. I think there are even some diehard scientists who still can't understand the E equals MC squared possibility. Yeah. Did they ever stop teaching that the E equals MC squared? Or is that still taught in schools? I don't even know anymore. They changed a lot of shit.
Dude, I haven't been to school in 30 years. I wouldn't know.
Yeah, I know you wouldn't know, but my brother still teaches. So, I don't know.
Well, they should be teaching it. It hasn't been overturned, so it's still deemed correct.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's still scientifically proven. So, yeah.
Yeah, theory of relativity. Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah. It's still out there. Yeah. Oh, man.
I think technically it's called the special theory of relativity.
Well, now you get exactly. There's two theories of relativity: general and special.
Yeah.
Special being about light, because light's special.
Well, no. Are you saying spatial? It's supposed to be spatial.
No,
isn't
special.
it?
Special.
Special.
There's general relativity and there's special relativity.
Right.
Yeah, and when you get into the special theory, that's when you start dealing with quantum mechanics.
Yeah.
Oh, there is still a bunch of stuff that people aren't figuring out, because that's why we got dark matter. Dark matter and antimatter is basically science talk for these numbers ain't adding up, and we don't know why.
Actually, antimatter is a real thing. They can make it. It just
the thing
antimatter.
Is,
the thing is, right? Antimatter though costs about $3 trillion a gram to make. So
$3 trillion.
Yeah. Now, dark matter has not been confirmed yet. They're running experiments to try and prove that it does, but it hasn't been confirmed yet. So
yeah.
Well,
but they have to make something up because the numbers ain't adding up. The gravity's sucking wrong.
Yeah, basically the gravity ain't gravitying right. So,
right? Yeah, exactly. Why aren't those stars moving faster? Come on now, move.
Yeah, do you truly believe that if you go through a black hole and even they're still trying to figure out the dimensions of black holes, do you think you're actually going to come out into a different part of the universe on the other side?
Who knows? The event horizon. Apparently, once you get past that, you're fucked. You can't come back. So
yeah,
there's no way of finding out. Is there?
Apparently, according to current theory, is you get stretched thinner than a spaghetti noodle when you go through the event horizon. So.
Yeah, well, that I think they tried to explain that in the black hole from Disney in '79.
Well, there you go. Yeah. So I mean, if you're going to reference that, then
I call that the Disney hole paradox.
Yeah, well, Disney black hole. That's where all the money they spent on making The Last Jedi, or no, The Rise of Skywalker. Yeah. A financial black hole, the third most expensive movie ever made. Oh dear.
Oh my.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah,
So
I
yeah,
think.
they've certainly got a financial black hole.
Well,
Well,
yeah,
you know, what
the
them
black
to that
hole
was
was a
yeah,
Disney movie.
the black
Yeah.
hole was a financial disaster for Disney because they kept adding stuff and changing stuff, and it's the
yeah, but
visual
then they
effects.
but then they sort of recovered with Tron though later on, like 3 years later. So
And now they lost it with the latest Tron, which is
yeah,
also
well,
losing
then
money.
they brought out Tron Legacy, and you're like, oh fuck.
Hmm.
Why do you have to have a sequel? Please, no. See, and then they have this third one, Ares, which is supposed to feature Jared Leto. I'm like, okay,
There's your problem right there.
yeah, well, exactly. Like, how can you even put out a third one? Seriously, I was happy with just the first one. Anyway, you know.
I mean, I like the second one because of Olivia.
Oh, yeah. Okay.
So what do you think
You
about
would.
Spaceballs 2 being filmed?
Yeah. Yeah, what do you think about that, Cap? You're going to see a 100-year-old Mel Brooks playing yogurt.
I'll believe it when I see it. As Daniel knows, I generally don't comment on movies until they exist. So it's
Yeah.
Hollywood, baby. It's all
I've
pie in the sky
actually
until it happens.
I've seen pictures of Rick Moranis on set already floating around the internet.
Okay.
That's
Well,
Dark
when it's in the
Helmet?
can, when I've got it on Blu-ray in my hot little hands, or I'm in the movies, then I'll let you know. Until then, I'll try not to think about it.
Fair enough. Fair enough.
Dark Helmet.
Life's full of promises, and Hollywood's the worst. So, but yeah, sure. If it's if it's good, if it's funny, if it's amusing, great.
I count on Mel Brooks being a funny guy, even up to his very last, when he reaches the
Breath.
century mark of life, So
Right. And I think they said it best in this scene right here.
How many assholes we got on this ship anyhow? Go! I knew it. I'm surrounded by assholes.
Keep firing, assholes!
Classic.
Yeah, I was telling Gap, I was telling Jay that hopefully they'll bring back Michael Winslow, so he'll say out there somewhere, we still
the
have
bleeps.
found shit.
Got the creeps. Oh yeah, no, we ain't found shit. That was Tuvok, wasn't it?
Yeah, that was him, Tim Russ. Yeah, but
We
the
ain't
one that
found
was the
shit.
beeps and the creeps and the boop boop.
Yeah, that was Winslow,
Yeah, that was
exactly,
Michael
from
Winslow.
Police Academy.
Oh yeah, I'm friends with him on YouTube. Winslow's
Nice.
cool. Yeah, he's a good guy. Yeah. Lots of fun too. He's created a lot. He's got like these 2 or 3 different keyboard components, right? And he's created his voice and has done it in different ways and has added little bits of music here and there. He's still he's a genius, when it comes to vocal effects, I think. Definitely. Yeah.
Yeah, he don't need a soundboard. He's his own soundboard.
He is the soundboard.
Yeah, he's a soundboard for sure. I'm like, oh, fuck, wow, yeah, absolutely.
He could make one and make like millions off it if he ever did. So
yeah,
and all he'd have to do is do the voice, record himself, basically doing the stuff, and then sell it. And he can make a ton of money off of that.
Well, he still does voiceover work that I'm familiar with, that he is making good money. So, yeah, he's not hurting for fundage.
No, I didn't think he was, but still,
Yeah. And he runs the whole gambit. He does voiceovers for video games, for movies, for film, TV, whatever. Even songs. He's been in some people's albums too, so it's kind of funny. Yeah. He creates his own. He could create his own sound album. He's done that a few times. I know that for a fact.
He could probably do an entire cover of Tubular Bells.
Yeah, he could. Yeah, he absolutely could.
I think he was.
Past him.
I think he was by far my favorite character in the Police Academy movies.
Yeah.
Even more than Hightower.
Well, Hightower, is he still alive? The guy that played Hightower?
Well, let's see what Google says.
Well, no, check IMDb. They'll tell you if he's still alive or not.
Survey says.
Survey says.
Taking bets now. I'm going with alive.
Taking care of business.
Okay. Bubba Smith.
Bubba Smith, right. He used to play for the Los Angeles Rams. Big guy.
Oh, he died in 2011.
Oh, shit.
Oh, no, I'm bummed
man.
out.
That's
2011, not even close.
Yeah.
Damn, I missed that meeting.
Wow.
And that is from IMDb. So.
Yeah. Well, yeah, I told you before from Police Academy, I had talked to G.W. Bailey, right, who was Captain Harris. He's still alive. I thought he died, but I found out recently he is still alive.
Still getting blowjobs under the table.
Wait, you mean over at the Blue Oyster Bar?
There you go. Oh, hi, Scotty.
With Proctor? Oh, fuck.
And Gamble.
I have to say that they, because it was all done in fun, right? Comedy and stuff. Back then, I don't think any LGBTQ plus people would have been too offended because it kind of put them out there. And then you'd see the two most unlikely guys in Harris and Proctor go over there and get caught in there, not once, not twice, but 3 different times. It got to the point where they were just like, hey, you're regulars here. Cool. Yeah. That was funny. And they had that planned out because when I talked to GW, he was like, oh, yeah, well, Proctor and I, we used to do comedy bits. We were growing up and everything. He says, we're good friends. And he says, yeah, a lot of that is improvised. A lot of what they say between them is improvised. They come up because they can play off each other when it comes to their bits, the stuff they did in a Police Academy. So, yeah, good stuff. Yeah.
I saw a clip on YouTube today, actually. It was Gene Wilder was talking when he first met Richard Pryor, and they were doing their first movie together. And he says all of a sudden Richard Pryor went off script, and he says all I could do was just react to the moment, right, at the scene they were in. He said I didn't try to be funnier than him because that's where most comics go down a hole, right?
Yeah, was that the one called Hear No Evil, See No Evil?
I think that was their first movie together. So
yeah,
They
that
did
was their
3,
first.
didn't they? Silver Streak.
And Silver Streak, yes. They did that too.
And he said he went off script for a little bit. We were just improvising. Then he went back on script, and he said that's how their movies would go. That's how their dialogue would go when they were on screen together. So,
yeah, and I think in that one I just mentioned, Gene was the blind one, and Richard was the deaf one.
Richard was.
Oh no, the opposite. The opposite. Yeah. Sorry.
Yeah.
Yeah. Sorry. Yeah. I knew I had it sent there somewhere. Okay. Yeah. Which is good interaction. Well, it's funny because that relationship with Wilder and Pryor was genuine. Well, it was just like when, John Candy and Steve Martin got together for Planes, Trains, and Automobiles. It was like that. That was a great relationship right there.
Oh yeah. Yep.
When you're telling a story, you're meant to have a point. Classic.
Yeah. Classic chaos. Dun, dun, dun.
I like John Candy and the Blues Brothers. Hi, we're in a truck. Orange whip. 3 orange whips.
3 orange whips. Yep. He says, "Do you have the mic? Thanks. We're in a truck."
There you go.
Yeah. Yeah, that's when the police car smashed right into the truck going down the highway. Yeah.
Use of unnecessary violence in the apprehension of the Blues Brothers has been approved.
Yeah.
Ba, 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 ba. Ba, 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 ba. They broke my watch.
That's
Oldsmobiles were in early this year.
Mhm.
We're getting the band back together.
The band
We're on a mission from God.
soup is fucking $10.
Oh. Yeah, I got Suzanne and I have both the original Blues Brothers and the Blues Brothers 2000. They put out it later on, the sequel.
Yeah, the
Oh, yeah, the
sequel was.
sequel.
Yeah, the sequel was actually pretty good. So.
Yeah, it was. Actually, both of them were.
Oh yeah, the first one definitely. The second one, Blues Brothers 2000. Everybody saying, why are you doing a sequel? Right? Obviously, because because the sequels. You had a great movie. Why are you doing a sequel? But it turned out really good. So it paid total homage to the first movie. So.
Well, I think that definitely John Goodman paid real good homage to Belushi. Absolutely.
Yes.
I think he was a natural for his role. And then having the kid in there was just an added bonus. And then they threw in the guy, the leader of the police there, the cab, that because they had the old man in the first one. So his nephew, was that his nephew or his son? I forget. Anyway, so they had him and then he sees the light and then he joins them. So I was like, wow.
Yep.
Do you know something about when 2000 came out? Not many people were aware of Erykah Badu, but they'd actually seen her in Lilith Fair in a couple of those concerts, and so they were aware of her by the time she showed up in the movie.
Oh,
So,
I was aware of her because she was in the band the Fugees
yes.
at that time, so I knew who she was.
Was
No,
she
you mean Erykah
Erykah
Badu? I
Badu
thought
in
that
the
was Lauryn
Fugees?
Hill. I thought that
Yes,
was
Lauryn
Hill, not
Hill.
Erykah Badu. I think you're talking about Lauryn Hill.
Yeah, I think you're in a different timeline there,
Oh
Jay.
yeah, I jumped timelines. Oh shit.
Yeah, you did. Oh, the fantasy timeline. Yeah, that one.
No, it's
Music.
that.
Yeah. If there was one person, I've always said this, if there's one person I would have definitely gone back to see who was alive back then, I wanted to go see John Lennon. I wanted to talk to him. I really did.
Yeah, tell him to get rid of Yoko.
No shit. I would have had her dead, man. I'd say, Yoko? Oh, oops, she fell off the Verrazano Narrows Bridge. Oh, sorry.
Yoko? Oh no, yeah.
Well, you said what Paul McCartney has said. He's like, damn her, man. Shit. Yeah, poor Yoko. Oh, well. Anyway. What do you
She's still
expect?
around, isn't she? Yoko.
Yoko. Yeah, Yoko Ono. Oh, no. Yeah, oh, no. She's in the band. Shit. That's why she was called Ono. Yeah. It's like, oh, no.
Yep.
No. Yeah. Yeah, I know, John, I know that John couldn't leave her out of like stuff, like especially after the Beatles broke up and he went solo. I know that, but please, I mean, you could have just said, look, Yoko, go over here and play this little tambourine for a little bit. You don't have to sing. It's not like I don't like your voice. You don't have to do that, but you just go over here and play the little tambourine for a little bit and have some fun. We'll add it in later. Post-production. And the album. Oh man. Yeah. I agree with you, Jay. I would have done away with Yoko first.
Yeah.
Get out of here, bitch. Whoa. Yeah, I'm never going to do that. Yeah.
She was born in 1933. Holy cow.
Yeah. And I probably would have reminded him, now look, John, don't compare your group to Jesus Christ, okay? Don't do that. That is the worst possible thing you could do, dude. Don't even mention it, please. Oh man. He received so much shit the band did from that.
Yeah.
Absolutely. Terrible thing he did.
Especially in the 60s.
No shit. I mean, he said it out of context, he said. And I'm like, no, that's not out of context. You were just being boastful and brash. And you were saying, like, oh, yeah, we're better than Jesus Christ. Yeah, I don't think so. But hey, that was you. That was the 60s. Yeah. Brash and boastful and
And
arrogant.
cocky, and yeah, yep, all
Yeah,
that stuff.
all that stuff. My parents told me once, they said, if we had you grown up more in the 60s than like you were, you could have appreciated it more. I said, I wish I was, but you had me in the middle of the 60s at 65. So how could I enjoy the Beatles for 4 years when I didn't even comprehend music until started playing me Johnny Cash and all this other music afterwards. I was like, so yeah, I grew up late listening to the Beatles and the Rolling Stones and Led Zeppelin and pretty much everybody else. Yeah.
I didn't even really start listening to music till I was like 6 or 7 years old.
Yeah, but you were
We
raised
took
in a
a
different time.
yeah,
Yeah,
early 80s, yeah. So
80s. So you had the benefit of like still being in the me decade of the 80s and all
well,
that good music.
being that young of a kid, I mean, it's not like I got to experience the whole me thing, right? So
Right, right.
yeah, I mean, now when I got into high school in 89, 90, yeah, then I was, because it was still a me thing, but it was also, we were Gen X and we were like basically fuck authority. So
Do you know that I didn't hear about orgies until I went into college?
Ah,
What?
Mikey, perfect. How many people do you need before it becomes an orgy?
Well, I want to hear your answer first. What do you think?
Well, no, it's a factual thing, not an opinion thing. So I want to find out the correct. I mean, I would say, I
I'd
think
say more than
yesterday,
three. I would say more than three.
more than, yeah, three. Three's definitely not an orgy. That's just it's a threesome, isn't it?
Well, yeah, you got a
Yeah,
threesome and a foursome, but then after you've reached that pinnacle, then you're like, oh yeah, everybody else is just a bonus, right? So additional people.
yeah,
Pretty much.
a four-way is just a really good double date. So
No, no, no.
Well, that's what top tip: find out the gender of all the guests before you commit.
yeah, do your homework first.
Yeah,
Yeah.
right.
If your girlfriend says, I want two other people to join us, find out their names first before you say yes. Top tip from the
and if
top
they
Well,
tip.
you look at the set.
and
Yeah.
if they have a neutral name, ask more questions.
Right. And if it's Dave and Scotty, then just say no,
Oh, jeez.
unless you're into that.
Oh no, no. Uh, I just find it ironic that you had a free for all basically in the '60s with Woodstock and everything, and then in the '70s to an extent. But then, hey, out of the '80s comes AIDS, and all of a sudden, I'm like, that's really ironic, don't you think?
It was a great time to reach sexual maturity, just in time for AIDS.
Was it just for blockage, though? I mean, what was this some kind of like made up like saying, "Oh no, you can't do this. You can't have so many people get together and then you're going to get sick." And you know, they called it. Didn't they originally call it Legionnaire's disease, and then they had this AIDS thing?
Yeah,
COVID.
because there actually is a Legionnaires to the disease.
Yeah, there is. Yeah, no, I know that exists, but I'm just like this AIDS thing just seems so convenient. It came out of
In
nowhere.
hindsight, Joe, I was thinking about that. In hindsight, it's no bad thing because it taught us good condom discipline. Basically, it's not like we decided to not do any fucking. We just were very thorough about wearing condoms. My
Yeah, but
generation,
even
so
even even some of us found out that condoms were not 100% foolproof.
not 100% true, but certainly a lot safer than going bareback to some slut you
Still,
just
no,
met.
yeah, still safe, but I'm just, saying. I'm just saying it wasn't proven that it was, completely, foolproof and, uh creating children free, anything like that. There can always be a mess up.
Well, yeah, then I tightened up the child support laws, and men were like, double wrap that shit so she don't get your paychecks.
Double ribbage. Yeah, there you go. Yeah, because then your funds will be gone. Once after 9 months has progressed, you're like, yeah, well, there goes your fundage.
Child support is a bitch.
I thought it was more of a prevention sort of thing.
Well,
Like,
the condom is child support, isn't? You've got to pay that shit.
Yeah,
no, but you
child
could,
support is the consequences.
That's
yeah,
the
right,
consequences of not waiting. There should have been more condom ads focusing on the child support payments.
yeah, right.
A moment on the lips, a
That's
lifetime on
like
the hips.
marketing genius. I'm surprised they never did that.
Right.
Yeah, they never
Screw
had ads
AIDS.
for
It's the
that,
child
did they?
support that will get
Yeah,
you.
here's one good reason to buy our condoms: child support.
Boom.
Child support payments.
Yep.
Yeah, forever until, well, at least till they turn 18. But then
Hey,
there could be some more after
even if they turn 18 and you still owe back child support,
right?
you're still on the hook for it. So
Yeah,
Mhm.
that's true.
just because that kid turns 18, if you're not up to date, then you're still on the hook. So
Yeah, so you might as well have said then child support payments forever. If you don't wear the rib.
rib
yeah.
rib for his pleasure.
Ribs for your pleasure, but also for your protection from financial bankruptcy. That would have been good. I would have appreciated that back then. I'm like, oh, okay. If I don't do this, I'll be out in the street owing payments. Yeah.
Over at my little store I work at, it's so fucking funny. I'll have to take a picture and show it to you guys. But
Okay.
we got like where they sell the single condoms, and right next to them are and right next to them are the pregnancy tests.
Oh,
Damn. Single. Meant to
I
at least get a
just
pack
think
of
that's
3.
cruel. No, I just think that's cruel because you like I've seen them in pharmacies and stuff, like literally right next to each other, like one
Yeah.
section, and then you got the other. You're like,
Yeah,
no.
that's the way it is. You're just hanging up on these little pegs, right? And
I think it's good. Yeah, I
so
think
funny.
it's good motivation, though. I mean, yeah, it's
yeah,
been
make you think twice, right?
a good deterrence. Is that what they call it? Deterrence. Yeah, that would be affordable. It's
they
like,
do
no.
they do sell the 3-packs, but they have the singles in there too. So
Yeah. Well, I know at one time guys only didn't really care about that stuff and didn't really buy it. But then, of course, like when you did have the AIDS epidemic and everything else happen, you would see these guys, these 16 or 17-year-olds start to buy. The girls, of course, would buy the pregnancy test, and then the guy, the boyfriend girlfriend scenario would buy the condoms, and then they would like, okay, So.
And I sucked back then. It was like the only place you could ever find them was at the pharmacy. It's like, oh Jesus Christ!
All the time, yeah.
Yeah,
of course.
They weren't like as widespread like in little convenience stores like they are now.
Well, I know the college I went to had a pharmacy just about on every corner. I kid you not. They had a pharmacy on every corner.
Kid you not. Phrasing.
Yeah. I kid you not. Yeah. Well, I mean, because of all the dorms, right? I think it was up until the third year that I stopped going to college was when they started to consolidate the dorms into, young men and women. At one time, it was just
mixed dorms in a college.
Yes. They had them separated. Don't you know, Cap? They used to have where guys would have their own floor, girls would have their own floor.
That's what I'm talking about. I'm shocked that they weren't segregated. Horny
were
teenagers
segregated,
all in one building. No wonder they're fucking setting up condom shops on every corner.
Exactly. That was the point. That was to deter those young students from, having after hours, and because they said you should concentrate on your studies, especially the ones that, had the, practically college trust fund, given to them, to use on campus for their books and stuff, so.
Yeah, but if I'm poor and paying my way through it, don't tell me what the fuck I can and can't do. So
true.
I was going to say, if you're going to put a bunch of horny teenagers in one building, what would you rather do? Some studying or some fucking? Well, let me think about that.
Oh, I thought that'd be a no-brainer back then.
Right?
Back then, shit,
Exactly.
it's still a
There you
no-brainer. What
go.
are you talking about?
There you go.
That's true. It is for most colleges nowadays.
I meant for me.
I wonder if the parents. Yeah, I wonder if the parents truly understand. Yeah, you're supposed to go there for it. Yeah, okay. The kids that have a scholarship, I wonder if the parents nowadays realize, okay, they're supposed to go there to study. They're supposed to go there to get this, with their scholarship. They're supposed to get this degree eventually and whatever. But what they don't realize is that they've been given the keys to freedom after they turned 18. So do they really want to study? Do they really want to do that? Or they just want to meet girls? I think that's still the case today. I still think it exists. It's out there. So, yeah. There's a few exceptions, but then you call them nerdy and
Nerds.
other things. Nerds! Yeah. So,
Lambda, lambda, lambda.
yeah. And Omega Mu.
There you go.
Lambda.
Omega Moo. There you go.
Omega Mu. Yeah.
Hey,
Those were the girls, and then Lambda, Lambda, Lambda.
Well, yeah, the Omega Mu was Booger's favorite female, fraternity or
Why do they call you
sorority.
Booger?
Whatever, yeah.
I know.
Well, he picked his nose just as well as just as good as he belched. So
Booger.
There you
Oh
go.
God, yeah. That guy, yeah, Curtis something. His first name is.
Sliwa or something. He ends up in moonlighting.
He was for like a
Yeah.
short time. I wonder if that one leader of let's see, I think he passed away. Bernie Casey. He was the black leader of that. Let's see here.
hey, Viv, non qua.
There he is.
No,
There you go. There's Viv. We were asking about Viv and Vela earlier. Now we know.
Yeah.
Good. Now
yeah,
it's a show.
we did lose Bernie in 2017. He was 78 years old.
It's not a bad
Nice.
innings.
No. Usually I think if you're in well, it's just my opinion, but if you're in Hollywood for at least 70 or more years involved, I think that's a good career for you, If it's less, you just died too young and didn't get to do what you wanted to do,
Right.
in your lifetime. So,
Well, either that or you were a child star and they just, once you grew up, they didn't keep you around.
Chew you up, spit you out.
Yeah, kind of like Macaulay Culkin, right? So.
yes, and yeah, I do see Valor now and Viv and yeah, yeah,
Yep.
You haven't missed much, guys. Just talking sex, condoms, and time travel. Not in that
and
order.
rock and roll, not in that order.
We haven't done drugs. Sex, time travel, and rock and roll.
Yeah, there you go. Yeah, we didn't get to the drugs part yet, but I.
Well,
don't
yeah,
think
well, Scotty's
that's-
not up here, so.
Yeah, he's not up here. You'd be talking
I
about.
can't believe I used the D word. I take the witnesses will remove that from the record. I never use the D word. Anyone that puts coffee and heroin in the same category, I'm not going to go partying with them.
Yeah, would you really put Java and heroin in the same sentence? Really?
Well, anyone that uses the D word, it's such a vague descriptor. It could mean anything.
Yeah, I mean, it could be insulin, right? So,
Right?
Sure.
Exactly. You got prescription, legal, illegal, recreational. So it's too vague. And then even worse, then people go drugs and alcohol. Oh, so you're being super vague. Now you're also being super specific. Alcohol is a drug.
Yeah. Well, it's like the Mary Jane. Some people say they need it medicinally, and others people say it's recreational, and I got to have fun. So I got to go smoke weed. I'm bored.
well,
Right.
it
Or
really,
boring.
it is both,
Yeah.
really. And I consider that a plant, not a drug. So,
Right.
There you go.
Now we have somebody in the building that I make fun of. His name is Tom, and he says, "Well, I guess I better go smoke my weed. I'm too bored. I gotta go smoke my weed." Suzanne laughs at me
Well,
when I use his voice.
it does make you super creative and hungry. But yeah,
Oh, hungry as hell, man! Shit.
yeah. So Yeah, so if you don't have an appetite and you need to gain weight, just smoke a little bit of weed. You'll be all right.
Well, when I was in college, I was in a dorm, right, with some other people, and they were, when you would smell obviously the presence of the smoke,
Yeah,
and
kind of
then
hard to
next
miss
thing
it.
you know, next thing you know, but before the pizza people, would stop delivering pizzas at a certain time, you get the flood of calls, and everybody would be like, "I need a pizza! I need pizza!" And everybody would freak out. And everybody would freak out. We're like, "Oh, cool! You're ordering pizza? Okay. Well, you tell them to put this and this and this and this and that and everything and on top of it." And then,
Pineapple.
no, pineapple's a travesty.
Yes.
Come on.
Yeah, well, hey, Nikki loves ham and pineapple. So does little size.
Okay, well then it's okay. Yeah, I should say that it's more personal choice.
It is.
I
It's
have never.
it's a personal choice. Yeah.
It is personal choice. I have never had pineapple on pizza because I'm allergic. That's my problem. So I can't.
Pineapple
Oh,
or pizza?
Yeah, I can't have.
so you're like Malcolm from Enterprise then. You're allergic to
I'm
well,
allergic to pineapple. Yes.
yeah, well, they in Enterprise they it went I think it went beyond pineapple, but it was something in the pineapple. It was called bromelain or something like that.
Yeah, bromelain.
Yeah.
The bromelain. Right, Malcolm
Yeah.
Reed. Yeah.
Yep.
Because if they're using a replicator, surely they can replicate a pineapple that's not a pineapple. So all the goodness of the pineapple without the allergy.
Oh, you mean the early replicators that could make it like a replica of pineapple, but without the chemical inside it?
There you go. I mean, it's a replicator anyway.
That's
Might as well go hog wild.
That's a good creation. I hope I hope us humans come up with that kind of technology.
Well, actually, what they did is they had a more practical solution, right? He was taking injections every so often so that he could eat pineapple.
True.
So, and it's actually pineapple was his favorite food, even though he was allergic to it. So at the end of the episode, they wind up making him a pineapple upside down cake. So.
Yeah, I remember that. Yeah.
But no, if they could do injections, so to block the bromelain or whatever causes that reaction, then I think that would be great. And I love the way that they came up with a practical solution and not relying on technobabble. So
true. Yeah.
I need to refresh my coffee. I'll be right back.
Coffee.
Quick, everyone talk about Jay. Coffee. Don't put pineapple in your coffee.
Yeah, don't do that.
Oh,
that's a bad mix. That
pineapple juice. Yeah, you don't do that in coffee.
Oh no, acid and alkali. No way. No how.
No.
So while he's away, Mikey, are you in agreement that Back to the Future definitely has got 3 timelines?
Yeah, there's alternate timelines in a triple. Yes, definitely.
Yay, good. That's all we need to know. You're on board. Fantastic. So that's the gospel that I'm preaching. 3 timelines in Back to the Future.
There's definitely 3 timelines. Why wouldn't somebody think that there wasn't more than one? I was under the impression that because we have all 3 movies, and I keep saying to everyone there are 3 different timelines. There's the one that exists in the first one. There's the one that exists in the middle, and then you got that third one which exists all by itself in the third one. So,
I mean, that's just the first movie. See, it's so long. People have been begging me to analyze the other 2 Back to the Future movies. And I do have the entire trilogy on Blu-ray, but I'm just talking about the first movie. 3 timelines in the first Back to the Future movie.
Right, they can exist. Yeah. Mm-hmm.
That must exist because there's 2. Every time Bird of Prey 5's law, Kapla, every time a character goes backwards in time, they create a new timeline. Back to the Future has got a total of 5 journeys to the future and 2 to the past. So that's 2 new timelines for a total of 3.
Right. And what about the middle one? The middle one should have its own at least 3. I was thinking 4 or 5.
I'm going to have to rewatch it. People have been begging me since I've done so much hardcore. I've been analyzing Back to the Future for 40 years. Captain, you've got to do Back to the Future 2. Back to the Future 2 couldn't happen until timeline shunting.
Mm-hmm.
Because, of course, Marty,
Right, and the third one where they go back to the Wild West, and then you've got what it changes the future events of what supposedly happened in the second one, because he didn't follow Needles, played by Flea from Red Hot Chili Peppers,
Right.
didn't follow him, so he went and did his thing, and of course that changed. Like I said, I think the last two movies contain at least more than three timelines, at least four. That's what I'm saying.
Probably. But
Yeah,
yeah, I'm staying happily ignorant because until everyone's on board with the idea that you can't change the past and
right,
therefore going backwards in time always necessarily creates a new timeline. Once we're all on board with that, then and only then will I rewatch Back to the Future 2. But as I say, Back to the Future 2, according to the rules set up by Bob Gale and Robert Zemeckis in the first one, couldn't even happen. Because if you go from 1985 to 2015, you're not going to have any kids because you've just been in the DeLorean. Hence timeline shunting. They didn't think it through. It's your kids, Marty. We didn't have kids. We've just been in the DeLorean with you, Doc. Didn't think about it, did they?
how could they? I know. Well, how could they actually, do the nasty if they've been in the DeLorean the whole friggin' time?
Right, exactly. So according to their own rules, just
They
like
didn't.
Einstein
They
the dog,
didn't. Right.
if
They
you
didn't
go
think
from
that
1985
through.
to 2015, then you're not going to be
Exactly.
there when you arrive in 2015. You've just been in the DeLorean. It's
And
ridiculous.
the whole time. So how could they? They didn't think that through. That's a
They
huge
didn't.
continuity.
See?
Yeah, it's a huge continuity error. It truly is.
Right, Mikey gets it. So it took me
I
all
get
this
it.
time, it took me 40 years to come up with a solution. You're
Yeah.
welcome, Bob Gale and Robert Zemeckis, which
Yeah.
is timeline shunting. It's the only explanation.
Right. Yeah. If they had really thought it through, they would have done
Uh,
something that would have made it more that would have made more sense if you just
right.
go from one to the other.
I mean,
If
it's
you
their own rules. Einstein the dog, at the beginning, the first ever bit of time travel in Back to the Future, Einstein the dog goes forward 1 minute in time. He
right,
disappears for a minute. Same principle, whether it's a minute or 30 years. If you go forward 30 years in time, you're going to disappear for 30 years. If you
right, and he
disappeared,
only
you didn't have any
disappeared.
kids.
Right, and he only disappeared for that 1 minute, so he grew an extra minute. So
Well, it was
uh,
instant to him, but that's why with Marty and Jen going with Doc from 1985 to 2015 at the end of Back to the Future, they
right,
disappear for 30 years. It's instant to them, but to Hill Valley, they've been
right,
missing for 30 years.
but they're
Therefore, they
used.
haven't had any
So
kids, and they're not
right,
going to be there when they get there.
exactly. So
Yeah, so
Yeah.
by their own logic, the fact that they were middle aged and had kids doesn't even make any sense. So
It doesn't make any sense unless timeline shunting. Clearly, they've gone to timeline B, a different timeline. That's why there's two of them. It's the only explanation.
obviously,
Mm. Obviously, to us, Bob Gale and Robert Zemeckis, they don't get it.
yeah, Bob Gale and Zemeckis really needed to think it through, and they didn't
They
get it
need to
at
buy
all.
my book. They need to pay me some money for fixing their
Right,
shit.
for donations. Yeah,
That's
because I think
basically, I mean, ultimately, there are problems with the script, self contradictory. So I provided the solution. I've been working on this shit for 40 years, 50 if you include Star Trek. I want to
right,
get, Captain wants to get paid.
well, let's not forget in Back to the Future 2, uh, when Biff takes the time machine back and changes the future, that shouldn't have happened either because by him
Because no
going back,
changing,
right, there is no changing the timeline. And
right?
therefore, you could not have the plot of evil rich Biff
right.
unless it's in a different timeline. So therefore, his whole theory about going back to correct the timeline makes no sense at all either. So
There you go. See, that's why I'm reluctant to even watch the sequel. It's going to give me a headache.
Well, yeah, when you see him come back and he dies, so
oh, Viv wants to know. I've been wondering, is there a way to anchor oneself to their original timeline point of time when they left?
The point of time when they, what do you mean anchor yourself?
like, do you stay right where you are? Like,
If you
I
stay right
think,
where you are, then you haven't left.
right. I think that's
So,
kind of what she's saying. If it's
well, the risk of being simplistic, then the answer's in the question. No, you've left, so you haven't anchored yourself.
Yeah.
I mean, that is actually another law that stems from Clobby's law, Max Walker's law, I call it, is basically when a character travels backwards in time, given that they create a new timeline, it seems obvious now, but I had to make a law for it. Therefore, they've departed their original timeline. So like Marty A, by creating timeline B by arriving in 1955, he's left timeline A forever and never sees his mother again. Hence the need for timeline shunting. Or
Now, see,
Kirk and
yeah,
go on.
that the way you just said that makes that shunting make perfect sense now. Because how else could they
Right.
wind up in the original timeline when they go back?
That's exactly going backwards in time. You create a new timeline. That means you've departed your original timeline. So unless you've got a Scogli device, also known as an Infeld device, no timeline shunting. Same thing with Star Trek 4. Captain Kirk goes backwards in time, takes the whales, except he's created timeline B. So he's failed to go home to timeline A.
Right, because he couldn't go back once he took the whales with him. Right. So
Because when you go forward in time, like Einstein the dog, you stay in the same timeline. But if you go forward in time after you've gone backwards in time, you go backwards in time, you create a new timeline. You go forwards in time, you stay in the new timeline. You know, like Marty in Back to the Future, goes backwards in time, arrives in 1955, creates timeline B, has his adventures. Then in Act 3, goes forward to 1985 of timeline B. That's why it's Lone Pine Mall, not Twin Pines Mall, because he knocked over a pine tree, didn't he? Which didn't
right.
create another timeline, Jens. It means that he ended up in 1985 of timeline B, Lone Pine Mall, a completely different timeline. Which is why there's another Marty on screen, Marty B. Two different Martys existing on
Right.
screen at the same time, Marty A and Marty B. See, this is where the book's going to take off because people don't get it, and then they do get. Oh yeah, you're right, Captain. There are two Martys on screen at the same time. They're clearly two different people.
Hey, at least they got that part right in the movie.
Yep,
Yeah,
whether they
in
knew
the
it or
yeah,
not.
the second one, right? Yeah. So,
Did they realise it's two Martys? Probably not, but I did because one of them's got a skateboard, the other
yeah,
one's
Yeah,
got a
first
big
one.
black 4x4.
they did it
Two
for
different people.
they did it for dramatic effect, but wound up actually getting it right. So
They accidentally got it right. That good call.
Yeah. Well, I like to call it creative fantasy. So
Well, it is a
but
fantasy, but it's got to be it's got to be internally logical because it's a fantasy.
there's only maybe a slight what I call a logical nuance to it, but overall it's still fantasy, Cap.
It is a fantasy, but you can't prevent your own birth. You can't have if Marty disappeared, then who was doing the time travel? And
Right.
that's the whole point because that is the most common thing I get from Scotty. Basically, I
It's
wrote a law just for it's called Scotty's Law and Jessica. There's two, like Jessica's law. Scotty, it's fiction, Captain. You can do what you want, except for one thing: you can't prevent your own birth. That's the entirety of the book, Mikey. Even
right,
in a story, even if it's a cartoon or a comedy, the
right.
character, the time traveling character, even though it's fiction, even if it's a comedy, even if it's a fucking Scooby Doo cartoon, you cannot prevent your own birth. Because if you prevent your own birth, then who the fuck is doing the time traveling?
Yeah, then who the heck is going through time?
It's
Exactly.
inarguable. But that's why I'm stuck between the Scotties of the world going, it's fiction, there are no rules, and the Scogleys of the world going, oh, well, you need to think about it more. There's 10 rules. I'm just saying there's one rule. You can't prevent your own birth. And from that, a 100-page book, Time Travel Police.
now
So
I think the answer to Viv's question here is timeline shunting, but she asked, "Well, do you want to read it, Cap?"
No, go, you read it out. I've got a tiny screen here.
Okay.
okay,
Viv says, like, let's say you left and created a timeline B by accident. The anchor would be
Right.
back to timeline A. My question is, could that be possible? And I think the answer is what you brought up just a moment ago, Captain. Timeline shunting.
Correct. You totally got it, Jay. Timeline shunting. Because by default, the characters, whether it's Star Trek or indeed Back to the Future, whether the writers or the characters know it or not, the characters are stuck in the new timeline unless they have the capability for timeline shunting. So So yeah, so by default, no. But if you've got a Scogli device, also known as an Infeld device, then that gives you the ability to timeline shunt. So when you go forward, you also go sideways back to your timeline of origin. Unlike Marty, who's stuck forever in timeline B, fucking the wrong girlfriend.
Right.
Well, it's not like he was complaining.
No, he was happy. He could two shits in the fuck. Marty B disappeared, never to be thought about ever again. No one said anything. How convenient. But it's not his girlfriend, someone else's girlfriend. Marty B's girlfriend.
Right.
Mm.
An entirely different timeline. Yeah.
So yeah, without the timeline shunting, poor old Mama Lorraine A and George A. Can you imagine what a bit of imagination, Mikey? Just think about what an actual tragedy Back to the Future is for the people in timeline A. Doc Brown, he's fucking dead. There's a bunch of Libyan terrorists running around with plutonium. The FBI is sniffing around. Marty's disappeared. Lorraine, she's already an alcoholic at the start of the movie. She's going to be in bits. She's probably going to get Jen on the bottle because they're both missing Marty. It's an absolute fucking disaster for the poor bastards in timeline A. That's why Back to the Future, if you think about it too much like me, is the most depressing movie ever made.
Well, just because of the people you leave behind in that original timeline.
Right?
Yeah.
The timeline A's a fucking mess. No wonder Marty doesn't want to go back there. He's too busy getting it on, having unprotected sex, no condoms, with Gen B. He doesn't care. He's got the keys to a big black 4x4. His mum's not an alcoholic. His dad's rich and famous. He's partying it up, isn't he?
Right. So what about Star Trek 4 Voyage Home? Wouldn't you say
Spits
that
in the
even
face
when
of
they
Edith
no,
Keeler.
I just want to ask you, Cap. I'm asking you if they when they bring George and Gracie the whales home,
Yep.
isn't that a form of time shunting? Isn't it?
Well, no, there's no. Do you know what? Scogli said exactly the same thing. Captain, how do you know they don't go back to their original timeline? Because the movie doesn't suggest that they do. The writers haven't got a clue, but they are stuck in timeline B. Unless it's off-screen timeline shunting. They want us to assume that Kirk and Co went back to timeline A, but there's nothing to say that they did. I mean, for a start, they took the two whales, didn't they?
Yeah.
Hey, Barbie, how you doing? Good to see you.
He says, she says, Fresnoers in the motherfucking house. Woo, Barbie.
Woo!
Hell yeah.
Yeah.
Viv says, but what happened to Marty B, though? Did he disappear due to Marty A taking his place?
Yes and no. He did disappear, but not due to Marty taking his place. More the other way round. Marty took his place. Marty A took his place because he disappeared. You saw him disappear on screen. He got into his DeLorean, DeLorean B, fucked off, never to be seen, heard from, or thought about ever again. No one cared because he got replaced with Marty A. But he was a different person. He was Marty B. A lot of people, once they realised it was a different person, assume he went to 1955. I'm here to tell you, like I did yesterday on yesterday's show, or if you're going backwards in time tomorrow, that he went to the year 2525. Otherwise, he's going to be creating yet another timeline, creating more headaches. So yeah, Marty B, until proven otherwise, is assumed by me to have disappeared to the year 2525, at least creating no more timelines, but never to be heard from ever again.
At least not in our lifetime.
Or in any of the movies. No, all the sequels. No one goes, whatever happened to that Marty B? And his girlfriend, ostensibly his girlfriend, Jen B, she doesn't give a fuck. She's too busy having unprotected sex and making babies with Marty A.
Right. Apparently.
It's your kids, Marty. See, that's Marty A and Jen B having unprotected sex and then later on children, isn't it? It's your kids, Marty. It's not my kids. I'm Marty C. Pay attention, Doc, you fucking idiot. I'm not Marty A. And this isn't Gen B. I'm Marty C. You created Timeline C by going from 2015 to 1985. Haven't you read the captain's book, Doc? I know what you're talking about.
Barbie says, happy Saturday. Yes.
Indeed.
How y'all doing tonight? I'm doing good.
Real good.
What you sipping on? I'm sipping on coffee tonight.
Yep, coffee.
I was sipping on Coca-Cola Zero Sugar.
Nice.
Yeah.
On 2 hours and a bit. So yeah, poor old Marty B. No one gives two shits and a fuck about him. No one's even thinking about him except me.
Viv says, did Marty B enter timeline C?
No.
No,
Why would he do that?
he did.
I mean, if you went backwards in time, then yes, he would have created timeline C. That's why, because everyone complains to me that time travel gives them a headache. I'm making it simple for you guys. He went to the future. Like Einstein the dog proved in Act 1 of Back to the Future 1, time travel to the future, nice and simple, you remain in the same timeline. Therefore, Marty B went to the future to the year 2525 of timeline B. Nice and simple.
Nope, it's not spiked coffee. I have to go shopping in about 5 hours. So, yeah. No, nothing spiked tonight.
Yeah, nothing spiked up.
Plus, we'd have a naming problem because, of course, Timeline C is created by Doc Brown B, who travels backwards in time from 2015 of Timeline B, goes backwards in time to 1985. As we all know, going backwards in time, Bird of Prey 5's law, kapla, every time some fucker goes backwards in time, they create another timeline. Therefore, Doc Brown B, Mikey, and DeLorean A, pay attention, take notes if you want. Doc Brown B and DeLorean A fucks off to the year 2015, goes, it's your kids, Marty, fucks off, goes backwards to 1985, thus creating, right before our eyes on screen, Timeline C. And that's why Back to the Future has got 3 timelines.
Yeah, that's true.
Don't blame me, blame Bird of Prey 5, kapla.
No. We'll blame Bob
Wait.
Gale or Robert
Hold on.
Zemeckis who
Oh,
created
they've
that
got a
shit in
clue.
the
They think
first
it's one
place.
malleable timeline, those fucking Muppets. They don't even know what they're doing.
Well, actually, wouldn't there be 4 timelines? Because in the third movie, they go back to
that's where we-
That's why I
1885.
ain't talking about the motherfucking sequels. That's why I refuse to watch them until
Yeah,
everyone,
that's
until
what I
Bob
was
Gale and
telling.
Robert Zemeckis
Yeah, that's what I was
approve.
telling Cap when you walked away for a few minutes there, Jay, was the fact that the second and the third movies contain at least 4 or more timelines. It's a muddled mess. It's just insane.
Right.
It's just an insane thing, that exists.
I mean,
Yeah.
I had to invent timeline shunting just to allow the first minute of the sequel to happen. Because otherwise, when they got there, they wouldn't be there because they've been time traveling. What kids? Do you know what I mean?
Yeah, and believe it or not, time shunting does have some basis in fact. It can work. You just have to know how it's supposed to work.
Well, that's why. Yeah, it's not real, so I don't care.
Yeah,
Well, that's
right.
that's what Scogely said. Scogely goes, "Well, you got to make it realistic."
Scogely, Joe Toon. Yes, I remember Scogely.
Very smart guy. So that's why, let him argue with Scotty. Scotty's like, it's fiction, do what you want. And then Scogely's like, well, you've got to treat it like reality and not do what you want. I'm just stuck in the middle. One law, Clobby's law. That's it. Well, and Bird of Prey 5's law. But
Was
that stems
that
from
still
Clobby's law.
clobbering times that we lost, Clobby?
Correct. Because Clobby got it. Fools never
Yeah.
differ. Great minds think alike separately. Clobby was analysing and talking about and making fun of an episode of Star Trek, pointing out that the one thing you cannot do is go backwards in time and prevent your own birth. That's why I called it Clobby's Law while he was
Right.
still alive, in his honour, because he got it right independently.
That was in that episode, Tomorrow is Yesterday, I believe he mentioned, where they accidentally ended up in
That's
the
the
late
OG. I think he was
1960s.
talking about Deep Space Nine, but you can apply it to Back to the Future. Any story. I mean, Back to the Future, that's it's a good film, but Marty's hand disappearing, that's bullshit because of Clobby's Law. It could never happen.
It was
That's why I
it was
need
a
Daniel.
convenient. Yeah. It's
Daniel
losing his
gets that.
hand and losing his body like that was just a convenient plot device, which
Right,
they
it would
really
never
had no
happen. It's good for dramatic tension, but it makes no
Yeah.
sense for the plot because he couldn't disappear because of Clobby's
Yeah.
Law.
Right.
You can't disappear because then who's doing the time traveling?
Yeah.
Everything stems from that simple fact. You can't make yourself disappear.
Yeah. Oh, there's
Even though
another
it's fiction.
interesting question. I believe Valor is saying, here's a question. Star Trek The Next Generation, Skin of Evil, Tasha Yar died. Yet, in yesterday's Enterprise episode, she was alive, yet she went back in time with the Enterprise C, yet they treated it like Prime.
Right. Now, here's the thing. on screen, we know that it was a temporal anomaly that the Enterprise encountered in timeline A. As soon as they encountered it, they entered timeline B because of the temporal anomaly. So technically, it was Tasha B that went back in time to create timeline C, which we got Sela, Commander Sela from the Romulans, which was her daughter that she had.
Her daughter, Sela, yes.
Yeah. So therefore, unless you use timeline shunting in Star Trek, there's no way that timeline C, Sela, can exist in timeline A.
Right.
I'm gonna have to watch this episode.
Yeah, you're gonna have to watch both of them actually, and you would get the whole gist of it for sure.
I've got see this every time I talk about time travel, I end up with more homework. Or conversely, so you guys can run with it. Remember, a 50-year shower thought, a 100-page book summed up in 5 words. Jay, what are those 5 words?
You can't change the past.
No to one malleable timeline. Close enough.
Right. Yeah, that too. There are no.
You're right. But you're right. You said same thing in different words. Yeah, no to one malleable timeline, or as Jay says, you can't change the past. But that's how it ends up being a 100-page book, because once you've got that one bit of logic, everything else, once you calculate the implications. So any story where they go, we changed history. No, you fucking didn't. You got it wrong, writer.
Yeah.
Right.
So therefore, Viv says, well, in the timeline where the Enterprise C was lost, Tasha was treated as she died in Skin of Evil. Well, yeah, in timeline A, yes, and Guinan has special powers no matter what timeline she's in, and she can sense that kind of stuff, right? So that's how she knew, even though they were in timeline B, that Tasha had died in timeline A. That's why she said, "You don't belong here." So even though it's a completely separate timeline, so that line from Guinan makes no sense, right? So
plus he continues where he said, yet her daughter shows up in the main timeline. How can that even work?
Timeline shunting.
How could that even work? Well, this is what I need Scotty. It's made up. You can do what you want. But to be fair, Scogli asked that question. Well, Captain, what kind of device? No, I ended up calling it a Scogli device. And then later an info. But my point is, it's made up. You can do what the fuck you like. But to answer Scogli, if you're listening on the Rerub Scogli, basically, if you in Scott to the Fura, how does the time machine work? It's a fucking unicorn.
I like
I'm stuck between Scotty going, it's fiction, you can do what you want, and Scogli going, you need more rules. I don't care about the tachyon converter or the flux capacitor, or if it's a fucking unicorn. It's made up. It doesn't matter. The only thing I care about is causality, Clobby's law. Because again, the biggest complaint I get is time travel gives me a headache. So I'm not going to overcomplicate it by analyzing tachyons and giving you a fuckload of techno babble. It's a fucking unicorn. It's made of it. The Scogli device is made of a fucking unicorn. If you want something more realistic, talk to fucking Scogli. It's science fiction, yo. It's pulp fiction.
So
it's a plot device. It doesn't matter what the device is. It's just a plot device to move the story.
Yeah, to move the story along. Yeah.
Now, I'm just trying to solve the problems, because Kirk in Star Trek 4, Kirk A, is stuck in timeline B because he went backwards in time, created a new timeline, and stole a couple of whales, thus spitting in the face of Edith Keeler.
And actually, they went back in time during the original series too, so it could be timeline B Kirk that went into timeline C for all we know in Star Trek 4. So.
Right. Well, this is in City on the Edge of Forever. You end up with the wrong Kirk and Spock. That's Kirk and Spock C.
Yeah. So I mean, Star Trek can have several different timelines, obviously. Just
right.
But what I really didn't like it. The point that Star Trek Disco would call him Carl instead of keeping the name Guardian of Forever.
I heard they changed
the Guardian of Forever. Shit out of me. It really bothers the shit out of me.
Yeah, calling it Carl is just dumb.
just stupid.
Carl. I'm Guardian of Forever, also known as Carl.
Yeah, fuck that. Come on. Jeez. Now, with Scogli, I'd like to call it the Jotun time plot device. That sounds better.
You could do. I called it the Scogli device, but I also called it the Infeld device.
Info device, yeah, sure.
Infeld. But yeah, I mean, ultimately, one of these days, I'd like to, on this channel, actually, I'd like to get Scotty and Scogli together because they represent the two extremes of the time travel. You know, Scotty going, there are no rules. You can do what you
And
want.
you're going to mediate, right, Cap?
I'm gonna shut the fuck up and let them two argue it out. I'm out of this one.
Okay.
I'm tired of everyone.
I thought you'd be the third position where you'd be like, okay, I'm going to mediate these time extremes.
No,
No,
I think
this is the thing.
he's had enough of that.
Exactly. I've had enough of time travel, and I've had enough of being the bad guy that's always arguing with everyone. So that's why I'm like, look, there's just one law, Clobby's law. After that, I don't give two shits and a fuck. As long as you don't prevent your own birth, you can do whatever the fuck you like. Have fun.
Right.
And that's why Scogli and Scotty can argue it out amongst themselves.
Yep. And if people want to watch that, I don't know. Tell them.
I got good views when I had Tony versus Jens. I mean, I deleted it, but that's a long story why. But because we finally had the big debate about how many timelines in Back to the Future. Because Tony's on board with 3 timelines. Jens obviously has got his cockamamie bullshit 6 billion off-screen fucking timelines. So we had I was going to do it pay-per-view. So we had a big debate, Tony versus Jens, on my channel. It was awesome, and then I deleted it.
Yeah.
Because I'm like that.
Oh, well.
So yeah, Tony gets it, DVB gets it, Jay gets it, sounds like Mikey gets it. Every day, more and more people are like, "Oh, you're right, Captain. It might be a work of fiction, it might be a comedy, it might be a cartoon, but you can't prevent your own birth. Clobby's law. It's the one law of time travel to the past in fiction.
Because if you did, you wouldn't be there in the first place. So
you wouldn't be there in the first place. And if you weren't there in the first place, who's doing the time travel? Fucking nobody. And if you're not doing the time travel, then you didn't go backwards in time, then you didn't prevent your own birth, which means you do exist. And hence Clobby's law.
Yeah. But do you actually, I've asked people this before, Captain J, but do you think that any government on Earth has an actual time displacement device like that?
Nah, time travel ain't real. It's just fiction, yo.
Yeah. So they don't have any real time.
No, I mean, the only way you could possibly travel in time would be to approach the speed of light and do it under the theory of relativity. And
yeah, time travel to the future is effectively real to the future.
Right, to the future.
The faster you go, the slower you age. So that, yeah. So to the future,
I mean,
sure.
I've heard that if you go to the
no.
past, yeah, but I have heard that if you go to the past, you can't return. You're stuck in the past.
Well, you can't because a Scogli device doesn't exist.
Right. So,
see, makes sense in reality and in fiction. You go backwards in time and create a new timeline, unless it's Terminator, which is a closed loop, in which case there is only one timeline. You've got no free will, but at least you're in the right timeline.
I know the Terminator movies really do fuck up that concept.
Well, they contradict each other because Terminator 1 is closed loop, Terminator 2 is multiple timelines. Pick a lane.
Yeah, right. Come up with your own theories on that one.
Well, they use both theories. That's what I'm talking about. There's 3 ways of doing time travel, and now there's 2, because thanks to me, malleable timeline is out. So you've got 2 options. You've got closed loop or you've got multiple timelines. But you can't do both. You can change the laws of physics, Captain. You can't change them twice.
Right.
So that's your problem with Terminator. It's incompatible with the sequel.
Viv says, and I have a response to this already. In Star Trek Online, I think the writers of the Iconian War looked at closed loop timeline. Sela betrayed them, and that betrayal caused the loss of the homeworld. No, that was because of the Hobus supernova, right, which caused her to betray them. Oh, the loss, and that betrayal caused the loss of the homeworld, which caused her to betray them. No, I don't. Well, you'd have to speculate that the Iconians caused the Hobus supernova, which destroyed the Romulan homeworld. And also, which is weird because in Picard, which is canon, supposedly in timeline A.
The Calvin Klein timeline?
No. Star Trek Picard. Unless Star Trek Picard takes place in timeline C, then Sela wouldn't even exist, right? Unless unless it was timeline A, because Sela timeline shunted over to timeline A, which I don't know if that could be the case at all either, because then you're taking beta canon and making it
Oh.
on screen canon, which
Well, that would screw
So-
things up.
yeah. So unless Star Trek Picard takes place in timeline C, there's no way it could happen. So,
Plus, in a closed loop, there's no timeline shunting, because in a closed loop, by definition,
Right.
there's only one timeline.
right.
So did
Not
they
to
have
mention-
the Sela Yar? Yeah, did they have the Sela Yar unification before they did the Star Trek Nemesis movie? The last.
Oh
one
yeah,
they did together?
that was a 2-part episode in TNG with Leonard Nimoy as Spock.
Yeah, right. It's Spock, right?
Yeah,
But
that
with
was
Spock.
that was way before. Because that was during the regular TV show.
Yeah. Well, there's two things. There's two things which led off the separate timelines. When you had that reboot Star Trek where he flies in that special thing that has the red
The
Mercury,
red matter, yeah.
A special
the red
thing.
matter, and then and he destroyed the home world, and then, of course that's where
No, he didn't destroy the homeworld. He was trying to save it from the Hobus supernova.
right
And that was in the Kelvin timeline.
that
Calvin
was
Klein
only
timeline with the pants.
Calvin Klein timeline. Yeah,
True.
there we go. There we go.
How
Calvin
do you know my
Klein.
name? It's stitched into your shorts.
Yeah. So then it follows. So then it stands to follow that after the Sela and the Nimoy and the whole unification two-parter, then that's leading to where in Nemesis, where they had the DNA, and the one time that the Romulans kidnapped Captain Picard and took his DNA, and then create this, the guy who was
Yeah,
Nimoy. Shinzon, right? Yeah. Mm-hmm. Weird. Yeah.
Well, that's why we said time travel never made any sense in Star Trek. So
Well, it's never made any sense in anything.
Well, it can, as long
It
as you don't
can,
have
yeah.
any malleable timeline. No, your problem with your Star Trek is like your problem with your Terminator. Sometimes they go closed loop, sometimes they go multiple. Like City on the Edge of Forever, that's got 3 timelines, so that's multiple timelines. So the fact that they switch from closed loop to multiple timelines, they're incompatible with each other. You got to pick a lane.
right.
Right.
And Star Trek hasn't picked a lane. They just kind of went all over the place. So.
You could probably say the same thing about the original Time Machine. The Jules Verne book, and then of course you had the movie that came out, and you could say the same thing about that movie too, having to have the multiple branches. Absolutely.
Well, in the Time Machine, at least in the movie, one of the movies, like he cycled through time, like time itself was basically a closed loop because he wound up where he started from. So
Right.
without going backwards, he just kept going forward and forward and forward until he basically caught up to where he started at. So basically,
Forward time travel, nice and simple, same timeline.
Right.
But time looped back on itself because he wound up back where he started. So he didn't actually go backwards. He just went forward enough that he caught up with himself.
Yeah.
Oh.
And then he managed because remember it was trapped. Because remember his machine was trapped inside in the wall there with those creatures, and so the Morlocks.
The Morlocks?
Yeah.
Morlock.
Yeah, the Morlocks, yes. So it's caught there. So somehow he got inside. Somehow he reactivated, got it back to the original time frame he started from the very beginning, and then he went back to go get her, the girl, and to get her out of there and to get the machine out of the building or out of the caverns and whatever. So yeah, interesting. As you said before, Cap, time travel gives everybody a headache.
That's why my branding is I'm keeping it simple. One rule, Clobby's law. That's why when you get smart people like Scogely coming along, Captain, how's it work? I don't know. I'm trying to keep it simple for the audience. It's not my fault you're super intelligent, Scogely.
Right.
Viv says, in Star Trek Online, the Iconians did destroy the star that destroyed the Romulan homeworld. They have been making parts of STO canon by means of being in STO ships like the Enterprise F, for example. Yeah, the Enterprise F started in Star Trek Online. It was actually a fan submitted thing through a contest, but yes, it did make an appearance on screen in Star Trek Picard. So, Star Trek has always been, if it's on screen, it's canon. If it's not, then it didn't happen. But they're starting to incorporate lots of stuff from Star Trek Online, which is considered beta canon, into the actual canon. So even Star Trek can't make up its mind what's canon and what's
beta
not.
canon. No A, B, C, or D, laddie. It's either canon or it ain't.
Yeah. So, and Star Trek, granted, a lot of it's Klutzman, but I think he's getting confused with what can happen and what can't. So
Right.
who the fuck knows, man? I don't.
No
There's a lot of
A,
Star
no
Trek
B,
out there,
no
so-
C, and no D.
There you go. So yeah, it's exactly same with Star Wars. You go, oh, there's A canon, there's B canon, there's G for George canon. Is there fuck? There's just canon. Something happened or it didn't. That's it. See, I'm not the one overcomplicating shit. It's you lot out there. Keep it simple, stupid. Just saying, canon's binary. It's either canon or it ain't.
Right.
Yep, it's not our fault that Star Trek and Star Wars are having an identity crisis with their canon.
Well,
Right?
I would call it a midlife crisis since both are going to approach 50 years in the next.
Good point. It is a bit of a midlife crisis. I imagine they are. Do you know what? It's only a matter of time. Like I say, someone claims, I've already been told, apparently there is time travel in Star Wars with the Veil of the Force. It's only a matter of time till they start fucking with time in Star Wars.
Yeah.
Really surprised they haven't already, to be honest with you.
Right?
Right. Well, next year is going to be, 60 years anniversary of the original Star Trek TOS. And then in 27, you're going to have the 50 years of the original Star Wars, with the first Star Wars movie. So,
Yeah, which was
yeah,
called Star
I
Wars,
would
not
say
A New
they're
Hope.
I would say they're already having a midlife crisis, both franchises.
Yeah, I mean, Star Wars is fucked. Let's face
They're
it.
both fucked. They've been fucked for a while.
I mean, I was always the biggest Star Wars fan, but the latest purchase I made is Strange New Worlds. I haven't bought any Star Wars shit for years. In fact, I'm getting rid of
Well,
it all.
they've been both dead on arrival. There's no way that somebody could tell me that they're actually on life support, because that's not true. That's impossible.
They're walking zombies.
Yeah, exactly. Exactly.
They died, but they're still walking around somehow.
Yeah, I'll bet some of the bigwigs at Disney are rethinking their plot, saying, "Well, maybe we shouldn't have acquired Lucasfilm. Maybe that was a big mistake,
Or maybe we shouldn't have fucked it, but they did
or
fuck
fucked
it.
it over." Right? That's a
Yeah.
good call. Yeah, absolutely.
Maybe we should have actually got Han, Luke, and Leia together on screen one more time when we had the chance.
Well, didn't they do that? No, actually, they didn't do that technically. They separated them from the last two. Well, the first two sequels.
Single biggest mistake that they made, in my opinion, not getting
Yeah.
the band back together.
Yeah, bringing everybody back would have been great for Force Awakens. I agree with that.
Right? It's
Yeah.
like buying the rights to the Beatles and then getting George, Paul, and Ringo on stage at different times. It's fucking dumb. Hey, Kathleen, should we get Han, Luke, and Leia together on screen? Nah, they won't give a fuck about that.
But Ringo was the last. Yeah, he was the last one of the four Beatles to be knighted, wasn't he? Sir Ringo.
Is that right?
I believe so, yeah.
There's only two of them left alive now, drum and bass.
No, unless you believe the conspiracy theory that
The
the actual Paul McCartney died in November of 1966, and they've had
which DVB does.
Clones of him since then. So, yeah.
Right.
Yeah. If you're of that conspiracy theory. Yeah. It's interesting. I gotta admit, there are some things when I heard that theory, and of course, Suzanne is aware of some of it, obviously, and I was like, it makes sense in some ways, but in other ways, it's, I don't know, it just throws a whole wrench into the thing. So yeah, it's weird.
Yeah, some people got too much time on their hands, I think.
Oh, quoting Styx, nice.
Oh, was I? Didn't even realise. But yeah, shout out DVB if you're out there. One of my favourite fellow YouTubers. He firmly believes that theory that Paul McCartney bought the farm back in '69 and got replaced.
66.
Beg your pardon. Well, see, it's his theory, not mine. I'm sure.
Yeah.
Sorry, DVB 66. I guess I had
Yeah.
69 on the brain.
Yeah. That happens. To all of us. Once in a while.
But the funny thing is, he goes, well, it's definitely true. And I'm like, well, if it's definitely true, then how come no one else agrees? Like with the Blade Runner debate about whether Deckard's a replicant.
Yeah.
Oh, he's definitely a replicant. No, he's definitely human. There's no definitely about it. Otherwise, what's all the arguing about? You know what I mean?
Oh my
Got
god.
Doomcock going, he's definitely a replicant.
Oh my god. Really?
Robert Meyer
Oh my
Burnett
God.
going, he's definitely a human. Definitely.
Yeah. Suzanne was just showing me this meme, and he says, "Oh look, we just found another girlfriend for Gorilla," and they were showing this female gorilla dancing around and stuff. I was like, "Oh my god!" In lingerie, no less. Yeah,
A gorilla in lingerie. Yeah, that's a interesting mental picture.
Oh my god, that's so funny. That was funny, babe.
Viv says Valor was joking about going backwards in time. If I could go back in time, I'd be taking scientists and modern technology with me along with you, my Queen Viv. Viv says, I told him I may be queen, but I would be the one ruling with sci-fi as my friend. Valor just raised an eyebrow. She says Star Wars was basically a money printing press, but they had to fuck it. Yeah.
Of course.
They fucked it up. Of course, it's Disney. What do you expect?
Yeah. It's like that line from where James Bond fucks up the printing press in the movie there. The world is not enough. Or no, I'm sorry. Tomorrow Never Dies. And he says, they'll print anything these days. All the blood and everything. I was like, whoa. Yeah.
Although I've got my own theory that George Lucas fucked Star Wars a long time. Return of the Jedi isn't canon. Luke and Leia aren't related. Let's get real. It's not just Disney. It's Lucas fucking with his own creation. Don't make me go there. I mean, I can.
Yeah.
So, yeah, Disney fucked it, but George Lucas fucked it first. Luke and Leia aren't related unless you like incest porn.
Right. So
why do you think they were French kissing in Empire Strikes Back? Because they're not related.
Right. So Lucas boned it first, and Disney had sloppy seconds.
Right, they boned the corpse. So there you go. So poor Kathleen Kennedy. George Lucas fucked it
no, Kathleen Kennedy is the devil, man.
Yeah,
I don't like her at all.
George Lucas is no angel. He made 2 good movies. Jedi ain't canon. Fuck the prequels.
Right.
I mean, I've got enough examples of the retcons made by George Lucas to basically make a 90-minute HBO special. I mean, all right, I'll give you one. Even the clothes, okay? According to the prequels, right? Ben Kenobi's on Tatooine wearing the traditional robes of a Jedi Knight, right? Yoda's wearing them in the prequels. Qui-Gon Jinn's wearing them. So those are Jedi robes. So why, if they're hiding from the Empire with 2 very important droids, isn't it? Going to Mos Eisley, you'll never find a greater hive of scum and villainy. Why the fuck, Ben, are you wearing the robes of a Jedi Knight? We're about to get stopped by the fucking cops. These aren't the droids you're looking for. Yes, they are. Ben Kenobi. Shut up. It's not me. Ben Obi-Wan Kenobi. Motherfucker, haven't seen you since Order 66. You haven't even changed your clothes, you dumb fuck. Guys, hey, TK421. I've got a Jedi Knight over here, Ben Kenobi, with a couple of... Fuck, it's the droids we're looking for. Who's the farm boy? Oh, I'm Luke Skywalker. Luke Skywalker. Get fucking Darth Vader on the blower. We've hit the jackpot. It's Ben motherfucking... Shut up. These aren't the droids you're looking for. They are the droids we're looking for. You dumb motherfucker. Do you know what I mean? It's ridiculous.
That would have changed a lot, wouldn't it?
Right? George Lucas.
Yeah. So Valor said, same with Trek. They should have messed with the
Retcon
formula,
prequels.
right? As it was a moneymaker. Yeah.
Yep.
Yeah.
And she says, 69 on the brain. I would have expected that from me or sci-fi, not you, Cap.
There you go. Well, guess you're finding out about me every day, aren't you?
Was that like the reveal?
Yes, I do think about 69 every day.
Oh my lord.
That's what she said.
Oh yeah, well, yeah, after she did the sign of the cross. Oh man. Oh, that's funny. Are you
Well,
you're Cap, you're not
Yep.
are you in your late 60s? How old are you
I
really?
refuse to. I'm in the hundreds.
You are not.
yeah, he is.
I
He's sitting in the
refuse to
pile of them
say.
right now.
Let
Well,
people guess.
he might be one of those Doctor Who time traveler geeks from
There you go. I've done so many regenerations. I can't even remember how old I am.
yeah,
Yeah,
well that's how I nailed it because I knew from that
Well,
point.
you know, before he called himself the time travel police, he did have the title Time Lord under his name for a while.
He
so-
did have that for a while. I do remember that. Yes. I do remember
Really? I've
Dr.
forgotten
Who.
that. Did I? Okay.
Yeah, you
Yeah,
did.
you did. You did for a
Time
while.
Lord? Moi?
I told
Sure.
you. Yeah, I told you one time, Cap. I said my favorite Time Lord is the one that was played by Tom Baker. Baker's my
There you
fourth Doctor, and he's my dude. So that's who I
Yeah.
grew up watching.
Gotta
Yeah.
love the Tom Baker. Everyone's favorite Doctor Who. Mine at
He
least.
is. Yeah,
Yeah.
he's the go-to. He's definitely the go-to Time Lord, I would say, for sure.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah. Well, not David Tennant. Come on now.
Not that guy.
Not that
Matt.
man. Matt Smith. Find Matt Smith. Matt Smith was actually pretty decent. Yeah. See if we can find him there, Jay. Yeah.
See,
I will.
I've got so many. I've actually got season 17, a whole season of Tom Baker. I daren't watch them because I'm just going to end up taking notes about the fucking time travel. Oh, they got it wrong there.
You mean you're gonna start from Gallifrey where it all began?
Right? I've got to watch the
Holy
entire
shit.
thing. Exactly. I even picked up a couple of Patrick Troughton episodes.
Yeah,
So
right.
that's the thing. That's what I'm trying to get this book out. I can't be watching any more time travel because I'm going to have my notebook out. It's all homework
Yeah.
now, isn't it?
Now, to be honest, if I were Tom Baker, if I was his Time Lord character, I would have gone back and destroyed that Dalek leader first.
Right.
The
But
one
then
in
you
the
wouldn't be changing
big high
anything. You'd be
chair.
creating a new timeline.
Well, probably would, but there wouldn't be Daleks then, right? I mean, they would.
Well,
Although
he's not-
Dalek, well, not in that timeline. You can't prevent the Daleks in timeline A because they already exist and you can't change the past because no malleable
Right.
timeline.
True. Yeah.
The past is a lock. You can't undo anything. That's the whole thing in
That's
a
the whole
nutshell.
thing when you go backwards, right?
Right? Yep.
Yeah. Yeah, stuck in that paradox as we all be talking about.
Well,
a
that's
lot.
what it's been solved. That's what I was saying to Jay on yesterday's show. I want time travel to police to be so successful it exists on both sides of the fourth wall. Not only do I want a copy of Time Travel Police on Alex Klutzman's desk and Kathleen Kennedy, just in case, and whoever's making Doctor Who, Russell T Davies, I also want one in the TARDIS. I want one in Kirk's ready room. I want them to airbrush it into the original Star Trek. I want it in Pike's room. Picard, all them fuckers. I want Time Travel Police to be the essential guide to time travel on both sides of the fourth wall. Doc Brown, he clearly needs a copy. He hasn't got a clue what the fuck he's doing. All these time traveling fuckers, they all need a copy of Time Travel Police.
Yeah.
It would make it a lot simpler.
Right?
Yeah, well, to
I'm
know that they all
simplifying it.
exist in the same universe, just in different
Timelines.
plot lines, right? Yeah.
Because remember, a timeline's different from a universe. Oh,
Yes.
yeah.
Yep.
Yeah. Oh yeah.
Kelvin Klein timeline, but it's the mirror universe. So at least they got that right on Star
Yeah,
Trek.
but it's I think it's I really like the mirror and that kind of mirror universe. I'm not
Right.
sure if the Kelvin universe is even close to what that presented, back in the
That's
day.
Mirror is actually my face. See, that's the funny thing. In fact, I'm not into time travel at all. I've made myself sick of it. So the other part of my name, Captain Infinity, relates to my fictional book, Captain Infinity, which is guaranteed to have no time travel, but it might have parallel universes.
Parallel universe is fine by me.
Yeah,
There you go.
That's
Much,
fine. We
It
can
makes
deal
a
with
lot.
much
Well,
simpler.
parallel universes would make a lot more sense. They really would.
Yeah, and right, they're more plausible in reality. And I mean, I
They
love
are,
Silly on the Edge
because
of
there would
Forever.
be like a total polar opposite, having the good people and the bad people. Absolutely.
That's exactly it. Oh, you read my mind, Mikey. That's what happens in the story. You got the kind of like mirror, mirror. You got the bad people from the bad universe coming to basically assassinate their good counterparts in the good universe.
Exactly.
There you
Yeah.
go.
Yeah, I understood that.
Viv says, not even the Force is reliable. Jabba and Ben both said the Force mind tricks don't work on strong minds.
Right.
Right. So basically, when you were relating about Ben Kenobi and he's sitting there with Luke and the droids, he's basically
In the robes of a Jedi Knight. What a fool.
no less, right? And I mean, and these stormtroopers are acting like total morons, so they must be stupid.
They
That's why
must
they're
be. I mean,
closed.
it's basically like Klaus Barbie going to South America, tying it all
Yeah.
in together in the 1950s, getting
Yeah.
hunted by the Mossad, going around Buenos Aires in the uniform of the fucking Gestapo.
Yeah, like duh, he's wearing the outfit. Come on.
That's what I'm talking
yeah?
about. See, George Lucas needs to understand that he's ruined the original Star Wars movie by the prequels. It's like, Ben, what the fuck are you doing? Wearing the robes of a Jedi Knight. Get the fuck undercover, motherfucker.
Yeah, I mean, there could have been relatives of the clones. Well, there was. I mean, that they created literally Jango Fett in the clones. So when some remnants of Jango Fett saying, "Oh, hey, by the way, he's Ben Kenobi." Yeah, and I
Right?
can pass along that to other people and know this. You know.
Oh yeah, because he went and he visited Geonosis, where they all seen him when they were young. So
Yeah, Geonosis.
Maybe he's a clone.
Yeah,
Ben Obi-2 Kenobi.
maybe, maybe. Yeah, what I think.
yeah,
I'll give you
Geonosis.
another one.
himself.
Right. I'll give you another example. Again, I could fill up a whole HBO special with this shit, George Lucas. Right. So you know the bit a little bit earlier where they found all those dead Jawas, and then Ben's going, "Look at these blast points, Luke. Only Imperial stormtroopers are so precise." I mean, by this point, everyone's going,
Which is a running
"Stormtroopers
joke because they don't ever
precise."
hit anything. Yeah.
Right. But it's a double joke because he's going, "Yeah, that's right. Tusken Raiders couldn't be so precise." Really? Have you seen episode 1, Ben? You've got a Tusken Raider with a sniper's rifle taking shots at young Darth Vader, Anakin Skywalker, at a distance of 5 kilometers when he's going at 600 miles per hour. This guy's a motherfucking sharpshooter. He's the best shot in the galaxy.
He's a marksman.
Right? That's what I'm talking about. It's just
I know.
retcon
I
after
know.
retcon.
It's just it's like the whole plot points. It's like when you created the prequels, the whole backstory was like, yeah, but how in the hell did you end up, having those, middle ones that are supposed to make sense, and then you create some backstory which makes no freaking sense whatsoever, and then create into it, and it's like, oh my god, even the stories, right? The Star Wars story of Solo and the one with Rogue One, and you're like, those are fillers, and I'm like, sure. And the Tartakovsky Clone Wars is a filler, but then you put all that together, wasting money, and now you got to go into 4, 5, and 6 to have them make sense, and you're like, what did you do? You just screwed the dog.
That's what I'm talking about. So none of it's canon.
Yeah, right.
It's all retcon.
Viv says, at least Star Wars never dabbled with time travel. Yet, if they did, it would be space magic for how it would work because of the Force.
Right.
That's
well,
what you call
again,
the Force.
I refer
The
you
Force
to
is space magic.
the veil of the Force. So this is, again, I'm stepping out of the argument, but there's people telling me there is time travel in Star Wars because of the veil of the Force. Apparently, Ahsoka Tano went through it. So I know, nothing to do with me.
I wonder if they could apply the Force to the Big Bang Theory. Yeah, that's where the Force started.
What was Sheldon?
Oh,
How you doing?
That could cause some real trouble. yeah, yeah, yeah.
Wouldn't it be
Okay.
amazing if the next Star Wars movie they do go ahead with time travel? Star Wars Episode 10, Rey goes backwards in time. Rey!
Ray goes back. Oh, you mean Ray Palpatine Skywalker?
That's the one. She goes backwards in time and has sex with the Emperor, and she ends up being her own grandmother.
Oh my
Fuck it,
God.
why not at this point?
Yeah,
No,
I
at
know
this
they
at this point they could create, young Anakin, but of course you would have to use Anakin's mom, to be that young Ray to go
I
backwards.
mean, who did Anakin's mum have sex with anyway? A Force ghost? What was it? I mean, talk
Well,
about.
that's what she said.
Yeah, what the fuck was it? The virgin birth? I mean, talk about bigger than Jesus. What the fuck was that all about?
Yeah, I don't know what that was about. Don't even get me
Right?
started on that one. Jesus, no.
I think George Lucas had too much Colombian marching powder. That's what. Just a theory. I think he made one movie, got too much money. It was the late 70s. He had a big pile of blow. Just went. I'm making 2 movies. I'm making 3 movies. I'm making 6. I'm making 9 movies. And then
Yeah.
it wore off, and he got bored.
Well, you know where it all started? UCLA Film School.
Right. But there was no plan. In fact, Marsha
Yeah.
Lucas, once again, I've gone from the captain's wrong to everyone knows. There's
Yeah.
a relatively new documentary about Star Wars. Marsha Lucas confirmed what I suspected all along. George Lucas had no plan. Marsha Lucas said, and I quote, I didn't know George had planned 2 films, let alone 6 or 9. So there was
Right.
no plan. It's been like, that's what I'm talking about. It's all retcons. I've reduced it as a former Star Wars fan to one. Even The Empire Strikes Back isn't canon. Darth Vader is not Luke's father. It's not a twist, it's a retcon. Star Wars is one movie, and it's called Star Wars. It's not called A New Hope, and it's not episode motherfucking 4. And Luke
Right.
and Leia aren't related, and neither are Luke and Darth Vader. It's just George Lucas having too much Colombian marching powder, allegedly,
Yeah.
and making up a bunch of retcon fucking shit. And you can take that to the bank.
Viv says George Lucas did away with slug throwers, as Valor puts it, because he didn't want to deal with having to explain why Jedi is weak to primitive weapons.
There you go.
Yeah.
Guys, I enjoyed tonight. I am getting tired though, and I gotta be up in a few hours. So,
Good night, everyone.
yep.
All right.
Mikey,
Welcome
anything?
to suddenly ending the show early.
Hey, we've been going almost.
We're almost 3 hours.
We're almost at 3 hours.
I don't care if it's 10 minutes or 12 hours. Give me some notice. I've got to calm down
Yeah, but
now.
you live
My
over in
adrenaline's
New
pumping.
Zealand. You're in a different time zone over there.
That's got nothing to do with anything.
Sure, it
Yeah,
does.
he's
Time
in the-
No,
zone.
it doesn't. I don't sleep. Do you think I sleep? Doesn't matter what time zone I'm in. I'm up 24/7.
Well, I gotta get it.
so much writing done.
I
Right.
gotta get a few hours of sleep while Nikki's sleeping at least. So
Yeah.
All right.
plus
well,
I gotta go
Um,
shopping in the
well-
morning. So
Yeah, the only thing, Jay, is on Wednesdays I always do a review of Get Smart TV series and TOS, and it's 2 episodes. I think I'm working, season 2. I'm working on episodes 21 and 22 of both
Ooh.
series. So those my reviews will be all together on that on Wednesday. There's no real set time, so just check your notifications and check your local listings. To
Yep.
quote a TV quote there.
So check out, everyone, check out Mikey's channel if you haven't been there. He made a new one due to unforeseen circumstances last month. So
Yeah.
and then Captain, he has his new channel. Everybody check him out. You know what?
More importantly, I mean, that's more of a hobby. Just tell everyone about the book, Time Travel Police. Back to the Future's got 3 timelines. I'm right. Everyone else is wrong. I've been working on this shit for 40 years, 50 if you include Star Trek. So, yeah, you can subscribe, but just get your money out. Get ready to buy my book, Time Travel Police. And if anyone asks, Back to the Future and Star Trek City on the Edge of Forever each have 3 timelines. Don't listen to Jens with this 6 billion off-screen fucking timelines. It's 3. There's 3 timelines. That's it. I don't want to hear about it anymore.
Yeah.
There you go, folks. And my next regular stream is Tuesday night for Tapped Out Tuesday. I might be trying to do some gaming streams either during the day or at night on my off nights. So keep an eye out for those. I'm going to try out different times and different days for the gaming streams. But Tuesdays, Thursdays, and Saturdays are still my hangout open panels, and everyone's always welcome. So with that, folks, it's a rough world up there. Take care of each other. We'll see you next time.
Yay.